All right. Well, we are back. We're back at a stop and chat here with our buddy. Brian Anderson is back with us, man.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yes, dude. Yeah. Good to see you.
Y'all too.
And just before the show, we were talking about how amazing your background is. I think you're our first guest with like the most insane background. I love it.
Awesome.
I'm telling you, it's not overly contrived. I just want everything to work.
It's working.
I have experience from Zooming with my family.
Okay.
So this house is so hard to zoom in. First world problems, I know. But there's like, we're in this ranch house and there's all these wonderful trees around. So there's all this shade because it's been like 90 degrees here. With like a huge percentage of humidity. So we're lucky that there's tree coverage around the house, but therefore the light is crap. So,
right.
So I have to make light for you guys, for us.
Hey, it looks great.
Yeah, it's working.
How you been? Otherwise, everything good?
Yeah, really good. Thank you.
Nice.
I've been skateboarding so much in the last 2.5 months.
Amazing.
Awesome.
And bare feet too.
Yeah.
Yep. I've seen we follow. Yeah.
You know, I know we're here to have fun and talk about things like Jessup versus Mob and these skaters, but I don't want to be tone deaf, and I want to be cognizant. Before we start this whole conversation, I really want to say a true rest in peace to Congressman and the civil rights icon John Lewis.
Yes.
Thank you, sir, for doing what you did. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Aiyana Jones, so many other people that were killed. And thank you to everyone who is out there trying to make this world a better place and opens people's eyes, because it's been a long time coming that history should change and we should learn the correct history. So
absolutely.
Again, thank you to everyone who has been protesting, and thank you to all the first responders and grocery store workers, taxi drivers, Lyft, everyone, everyone, you know, so many people to name. But I just wanted to put that out there before we start giggling and stuff and let everyone know we are thinking about this stuff.
Yep. Absolutely.
But being that this is not Facebook where we're posting like factual political stuff, I think this conversation we're about to have, a lot of it is so we can take a break from a lot of that and kind of like laugh a little bit. While at the same time holding everyone in our heart and recognizing that we're down with Black Lives Matter, and that's the most important movement to be behind. And so that being said, thank you again, and let's just have an open conversation.
Absolutely. Hey, well said. Well said.
Very well said.
We're backing everything 1,000% over here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, there is a lot going on right now.
Yeah,
a lot going on. But it is like you said, like, you know, we could just, you know, sit here and, you know, have fun and, you know, talk skate, you know, just, I prefer Mob, but, you know, Jessup's good too. But, you know, we could,
here we go.
No, but we all need to laugh and we all need to have a good time, you know.
It's very important,
yes.
You know, because like there are things we do, I believe, on the side that are impactful, you know, and I think we're taking a little break from that this evening.
Absolutely,
you know?
absolutely.
Although if we do want to touch on it, we can.
Of course, of course. And please be my guest if you want to bring anything up.
Yep.
You know.
Okay. Well, I have a bunch of notes.
Oh, hey, wait a minute.
Brian's in charge of the show.
I know. I love it. I love it. Well, first and foremost, man, you're looking great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been skating every day. I got a little sun today.
I was gonna say, like, you and me both. Like I was going on 2 years, I think, Brian, without any sun. You know, I had no tan. I was just pasty. I know. It was sad. It was sad. This show kind of took control over my life. But I'm back out there skating, you know, all the time with Raj and stuff.
Good.
And
at least twice a week.
At least, yeah. So it's rad to hear you out there ripping.
Yeah. How far away do you guys live from each other? What's it like to go out and meet up and skate every day?
It's pretty easy. He lives like 5 minutes down the street.
Yeah, I could probably walk here in like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Cool. And Kelly, how about yourself?
I actually live right down the street too. We all live literally
the Bermuda Triangle.
It is.
Pretty much.
It
Yes,
is.
we're super close.
The Venice
man.
Triangle.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, and it's fun. You know, we ride our bikes down, skate in Venice and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's awesome. You know, it's awesome not to be able to just rely on a car, you know, and drive around and go skate. Like, it's cool to just go.
Hop on the electric board.
What about you? Where have you been skating? Wait, where are you right now? Are you in the heart of New York?
I'm in New Jersey. I'm in South Jersey, Eatontown. Everybody, when I say that, they go, the roller rink back in the day. But yeah, I know, Raj, you know. Yeah, I'm here in New Jersey, and Andrew, my husband, he's at our apartment in Queens.
Okay.
And so I've been here at this house. I have like a art table. My dining room table has become my studio. And I just go skating with my crew, which is Paul Gar, Fred Gall, our friend Jason Carroll, aka Ghost, and Ghost lives at Freddie's house, and Fred has a backyard pool and a mini ramp. So we've been, and we have a lot of other friends too. People go in and out of the cars. I don't have a car right now. I just put my old Honda in the shop, which is cool. Speaking of not being stuck in cars,
right?
So I'm here. I'm in New Jersey, and yeah, we've just been going.
Amazing.
And we've been safe. You know, none of our crew is anti-face covering or anything. You know, I've talked about it lightly on Instagram. It's like we go and skate in open air places and back parking lots, and when we have to go to the store, we do what we should be doing. And you know, we're fortunate that we're skateboarders and we're not working in the medical field or construction. I can't even imagine in this heat wave what it's like to have that thing around your face like not 24/7, but during your whole shift.
Of course, right.
Oh my gosh, like amen, so to speak, to those folks that are out there, you know. So yeah, I'm here. Nice. Every day I refill some water bottles, and I get my skate key and my wax and my board's ready.
Okay.
And it's just been a great time because, you know, everything is just so darn horrendous in the world. So to be so fortunate to go skateboarding with my friends every day it's been really good. I know mental health is a hot word right now, or term, but it's true.
Yeah.
Like, I think I would have gone way more crazy if I didn't have my buddies to skate with in the last 2.5, 3 months.
And when you're out in Queens, what's the difference between like your life over there in New Jersey and then Queens? Do you have like, you know, obviously different skate buddies and different schedules probably. So when you're in Queens, do you get out skate as often as you'd like?
I wasn't, but now I do because of this new crew. And it's not that I didn't want to skate or was being lazy, of course, in Queens, because I have a rainboard. I skate all year in New York, even if there's slush on the ground. I just do because it's faster.
Right.
You know, I wear a wool coat and throw my wet board underneath my elbow and my armpit, and I get on the train and my phone's charged, and I just, you know, go out into the world.
Sure.
But it's so darn hot right now. It's like the pavements, the temperature is 90, 92, but the pavement's got to be like 105.
Oh, jeez.
Right. I never think about that.
It gets all soft.
Yeah, and then the humidity is so crazy. In the words of Wu-Tang, it's fucking hot at night. It's true. Like a homie of mine from Los Angeles was going to come visit, and he's like, dude, I looked at the weather, and it's still like 85% humidity at midnight in New York. And
God.
that's just East Coast weather in the summer, you know. In Los Angeles, obviously, you get that desert cool down at night.
Oh yeah. We're a little spoiled out here, you know. I mean, just the last 3 or 4 days, it's been overcast.
That's just by the beach.
Just by the beach, of course.
Beach,
but it's been great.
It's like 70s all around.
Oh, 70s, yeah.
Perfect weather.
Perfect, literally perfect weather.
Sorry to rub it in your face, Brian, but we're doing just fine out here.
But is there a certain time that you guys are skating out there? Like, do you go super early or later in the day?
We just started trying to go out like after 5 with lights.
Oh, damn.
Because we were skating a lot during the day and just kind of burling it. But we did a 3-day stretch where it was just under heat wave temps. And we did one day in Newark, and Fred got an awesome trick he's been wanting. It was so great. And then we went across the street to a DIY, and we just melted, you know. just melted. And there was a couple people, because it's a little cutty where we were. I mean, Newark's pretty cutty and pretty raw, pretty rugged. But there were some people looking at us, and I could tell they were whispering, like, "Look at those guys hanging out, and face masks, not really." And I'm like,
right.
Geez. And that's a tough thing because they don't know that we hang out with each other every day. You know, we're not like having a house party or doing something like irresponsible. We just been in the same crew ever since freaking Easter, you know?
Yeah, totally.
So yeah, I don't really skate or hang out up in Queens. I'm really, really fortunate to be able to come down here to New Jersey. And, you know, Andrew, during this conversation, I'll just say my dude or Drew, instead of saying my husband, such a long word. So my dude or Drew. So, you know, Drew lost his job. His bar closed forever, basically.
Damn.
Yeah. And he was doing really good. He's really happy there. So, you know, he's just bummed more for the patrons, I guess, more so than himself. But so he's just chilling up there, and then he comes down, you know, very responsibly on the New Jersey Transit train. It's about an hour and 45 minutes, and or he can take the bus. And if you mask up and you don't breathe on strangers, I mean, you're doing everything you could be doing.
Yeah,
this is true.
It's like at this point, we know all about droplets, you know, like spit particles. So, you know, like what else can you do? So
you said you had worked at a bar?
Yeah. I mean, he worked in retail for 20 years in Manhattan. And then when his father got sick, he took a break. And then this assistant manager slash like door position came on, and at this old school gay bar in Hell's Kitchen. And he said, well, it's a job, you know, and he was about to get this job at Patagonia, but they were only offering like a few days a week, and the bar gig just was better. So I don't want to totally tell his story story for him, but so yeah, he kind of changed the dynamic of the place, and all the patrons were really happy, and he enjoyed it, you know, and he was in a gay bar, so it's like giving back to our community, even though it's a bar or whatever, and so it was cool. But yeah, he's just like a lot of us are just sort of waiting now, you know.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
Because we don't know what's going to happen in a big city like New York. Right. I think because the curve was flattened, and I didn't mean to go straight into coronavirus. No. But might as well, right?
Yeah. So we're surrounded by it.
Yeah. Thank you. Because the curve was flattened after X amount of time in the two states of New York and New Jersey, which were the most extreme epicenters. Now with everything that's happening in states like Florida, Texas, California, Georgia, it's a waiting game to see, because, you know, if people are coming into JFK now, there might be different measures, and they might have to be put into a forced quarantine. Who knows what's going to happen with airplanes and air travel? I mean, we just don't know.
It's so up in the air. And that's why I was wondering about somebody who, you know, like worked in a bar, or some of these places that are shut down.
It's just like,
do you go like try to look for something else or I mean, what do you do? Like, do you just wait it out? Or, I mean, you can't wait forever. Like I'm just wondering, because I don't have to navigate that. You know,
he's been in contact with a few friends, and I mean, definitely some of the images we see when we look at the news, if we choose to, which sometimes I think we should all take a break for a day or two.
Yes.
You see people, you know, people want to be outside. We want bartenders to work again. We want restaurant workers to be making money to pay rent. But when people go out and they're not following precautions in the correct manner, then like Cuomo said, I mean, you can argue all you want about that man, but he's like, you can't have nice things.
Yeah.
You know, like people are like, everything's open again, and we're just going to go, blah. It's like, no, you should go, hey, oh, how you doing? You know,
exactly. Exactly.
And then like, if you cover your face, maybe you can support a bar or restaurant. Right. But if everybody gets dumb about it, then it's going to have to close back down.
Yep.
You know?
And that's, you know, we're dealing with the same thing here, you know, is like you see
California.
people,
yeah. You guys, yeah.
We're now getting hit hard, like LA.
I don't think people are getting like general public still isn't really tripping on it. I feel like out here, it's weird because the restaurants are still open for outdoor seating and like
I feel like on the weekends everyone forgets about it.
Yeah, the weekends come around, and you're like, wait, and especially here in Venice.
Oh, it's nuts.
It's just like tourist place. Everyone comes out, and you're like, didn't people hear about this? I don't know. But is it like that? Is there outdoor seating at restaurants out in the East Coast right now, like in New Jersey or New York?
Yeah, in New Jersey, like New Jersey is obviously known for its diners.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a couple diners by our house, and they bought tents and repaved the asphalt. So I mean, you're baking and like freshly. Like there's one that because I walked to the grocery store, and there's one I walked by, and I could smell the new tar with all the tables, and I'm just like, oh man,
sickening.
I get it. Yeah, I'm like, that just does not sound like a fun lunch.
Yeah.
And I'm not laughing at those people, but check this out. Some people don't know how to make their own meals.
I don't.
Yeah.
Like at all. And
Right.
so like after restaurants were closed, not only are people going stir crazy, they're like, I want somebody to make me a meal.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
And you know what? On that topic, I made a note today.
Oh yeah.
There's something that people are going through in the world of restaurants. Servers at restaurants, they're being taught to deal with de-escalation. For example, if a customer thinks that they should be treated like royalty because they've been in quarantine for X amount of weeks, you can't say to them, you need to calm down.
Yeah.
You're like, that doesn't work.
Karen,
and they're like,
stop, Karen.
Yeah,
Karen.
yes,
right.
yeah. And like, man, my thoughts go out to those servers, you know? Like they're in a hot freaking parking lot. These people are barking at them, snapping their fingers. It's like, dang, dude.
They're just trying to do their job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to understand them. Yeah, the face mask and protective.
shield.
Yeah, the shield. It's a little tough, but
I don't
safe.
know. I just ordered a spacesuit, Brian. I'm gonna be walking around in a spacesuit. Yeah.
I can see that actually.
No, to tell you the truth, when this whole thing first started, I was terrified. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to have a contact with it. I was just, let me just be. I don't want to go to the store. And now the second wave comes around, and I'm still like super careful. I'm super, you know, but I'm not as terrified. You know what I mean? Like the terror, it's kind of gone away, but I'm still very aware. And like
you were more terrified to leave your apartment. It sounded like
I just didn't want anything to do with this thing.
Yeah.
That's all.
No one does.
Yeah. But at the same time, I think this time around, I'm a little more like I'm out skating.
Well, dude, I've been hearing a few of my friends getting tested, and they come back and they're positive, and they're like, "Wait, what the hell? I didn't even feel anything. I haven't been sick," and they get tested again. And it says it's negative. So like, there's all these. I don't know. There's
false positives.
All these false positives going
yeah.
on, and then does that go into what people call positive? Like it gets calculated into like
I'm sure.
Because they're like the spike going up or it's going crazy right now, but a lot of them are false positives.
I think at the end of the day, like we were just talking about, just do your part.
Yeah.
Just do your part.
Totally.
You know, sanitize, mask, be respectful, don't touch anybody. You know what I mean?
Quit touching me.
I mean, eventually I want to tell you guys my whole COVID-19 coronavirus story.
Now's the time.
I know. Do you have one?
Okay. Yes.
Oh.
It's insane.
Okay. Love it.
All right. So I haven't gotten tested, and I'm not saying that with a smile on my face. I'm smiling lightly because this story is nutballs. And I'm totally willing to get the pipe cleaner down my nose, get the blood test for antibodies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I went to Queens to do it on what you call a day off. You know, because we've been skating every single day, and so I went up to New York and covered my face, and you know, stayed in a seat. I'm far away from people, super safe in my opinion. And then, you know, you go through Penn Station. There's it's very unfortunate. You know, there's schizophrenic people with no masks on. It's Penn Station. It's like, people are screaming at you, you idiot, wearing a mask. And it's just, that's life, right? That's society. So anyway, Andrew, I'm sure he doesn't mind me sharing this because it's a sign that we're being cognizant of everything. So he was a little concerned because he had some rash, and we were like, is it a COVID rash? You know, because that's a thing, like COVID foot, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
And so he just got the antibody test. I think this is like maybe 5 weeks ago. So just to let you guys know, or the world know, where we're at. And then the antibody blood tests came back positive for antibodies, but he didn't get the COVID test. And then he went back, and it's City MD in New York City. It's free. Even if you have insurance, it's free. They're just like, all right, come in, paperwork, just let's do this.
Okay.
And the line is about 3 city blocks long. So in the beginning of lockdown, the beginning of quarantine in New York, you were told not to go ask for a corona test, a coronavirus COVID-19 test, unless you had symptoms. Like really large, like very big symptoms, right? If you had small symptoms, you were supposed to call your doctor, which good luck getting through on the phone, you know? So anyway, so Andrew, since before Easter, he's gotten the 2 tests, and he's had 2 antibodies come back positive, and then he got the pipe cleaner through the nose, and that's coronavirus negative. So we all know that the antibody tests can come back inaccurate, but to have 2 different ones, and they're both blood tests, I'm like, we're like 98% sure. Like, you know, everybody goes like, dude, I think I had that shit in January, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not like laughing at anybody that says that.
Sure.
Right. So like, okay, here's our story. Let me have some purple. Let me have, in Jason Dill's terms, let me have some purple coffee. I watched half of his. It was great.
Dude, he's amazing.
Okay. So I'll try not to tell it in too much length. But
Okay.
So this is what happened. I go to Tampa. I think it was March 2nd, around there. And I was not drinking. I was just like on this great diet, and I was focused on my art show, which was supposed to be mid-April. And I was aware in like the background of my mind, what was going on in Seattle in regards to COVID-19 coronavirus. And so we get to Tampa, and like, I'm with Vaughn Baker. He's like TMing, love him. And I didn't enter, but I was just warming up and skating flat and having a good time. And then he gets these messages from Nike Travel, like, after this trip, I don't think you guys can go anywhere. And we're like, oh my gosh, this is getting real. And we I had a feeling it was going to get pretty serious.
Okay.
So I go back home. I spend like a week hanging out and thinking about my paintings. And I get on a bus to come down to New Jersey on Friday the 13th. And I remember because I was listening to NPR, and the Jay Electronica's album came out. So I was just listening to that in my headphones. Like, this album's great, you know, so pumped. And then within the next couple of days, Andrew's like, it's getting kind of serious in New York. I think it'd be great if you came back home. I said, yeah, sure. So I got on the train, went back up there. It was before you were told to wear masks or anything. And I didn't feel infected or anything. And so the day before St. Patrick's Day, his boss calls and says, the bar is going to be closed. We have to close down. St. Patty's Day can't happen. You know, all these people who love to drink on that day, whether they're actually Irish or not, just, you know, the biggest excuse to drink in the world. So that's a big deal. Bar's getting shut down. So we stay at the apartment. We go get a bunch of cans of food. We didn't hoard anything. Luckily we had like 6 rolls of toilet paper. Okay. So we didn't have to go fight for that. But so unfortunately, you know, our dear friend Jeff Grosso passed away, and that hit me, you know, because me and him became really close. So, you know, I'll be super real about this whole conversation. So I'm like having some vodka, I'm making food, I'm a little sad, and then Andrew starts feeling really weird, like a few days after that, and he goes, "Hey babe, I want to go to the kitchen and make tea." And he had to stop at the living room and park it on the couch. And he had the cough. And I'm just going, no. I'm like, in my head, I'm seeing ventilators.
Right.
And let me also paint a further, a larger description of this scene. So we live on the 3rd floor. Raj, you stayed on my couch.
Yep.
And our building is basically like a C block.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So there's a courtyard downstairs. And because everybody's in quarantine, you can hear all the neighbors' business, all the stuff, fights, children crying. And so Andrew's like extremely sick.
Wow.
He wasn't vomiting, but two of my sisters are nurses. So they're like, take his temperature every 4 hours. And I'm like, oh my gosh, our thermometer is broken. Luckily I found like a bodega by my house that was like a secret bodega. Like I bought a new thermometer. So I just was like, I kept putting it in his mouth every 4 hours. So after all the fear, I keep making him drink tea. I gave him sherbet and I take his temp. The coughing stops. 4 days later, he springs up off the couch and he's like, I'm ready to eat food.
Wow.
So yeah, we're like 98% sure it went through him, right?
Huh. And that was over the span of what you said, 4 days, 5 days?
4 days. He was sick for 4 days.
Wow.
So then I'm hanging out at the apartment. Obviously, we're sleeping right next to each other, breathing on each other. I start hallucinating at night. And I'm like, this isn't alcohol. Because I actually was like, Brian, what are you doing? You're drinking because you're sad about Grasso. It's no way to live. And so I just tuned it way down. And I started having tea, water, super mellow. And I started hallucinating. And then that's when like Retta wanted to do a Instagram live thing. And I went outside and I was all sad because also our building, we're very close to an ambulance, like a fire station where the ambulances pop out of. So every 8 minutes I would hear a new ambulance go. Oh, wow. Somebody's going to the hospital. Dude, it was crazy. Huh. So basically without knowing it, I got sick, but I didn't have any symptoms. I didn't have a fever. I was just straight up hallucinating.
Was it just one little trip or was it like multiple?
No. When I closed my eyes, I would see skate videos that never happened. I saw this shaker video that never happened. It was crazy.
What? Really? What tricks went there?
Yeah.
What was the last trick?
There was this guy. You guys, I recorded this stuff. I would just hold my phone and be like, okay, now I'm seeing a flower, like a flower that had just exploded and turned into a woman's face. And now that it was crazy.
Are you serious? You were doing a play-by-play.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
So, I don't want to go on and on. I could tell the story for like an hour and a half.
No, it's insane.
So Retta and I tried to do the Instagram live thing, and I was just like, I'm just sad. New York's so weird, and all those like comments pop up, and somebody's like, "Are you drunk?" And I was in my head, I'm like, "No, but I feel really crazy. I wasn't drunk." And so we ended it early. I was just like, "Sorry, Retta. Like, I tried, man. I don't know what's going on." And so I try and sleep. I think it was the night before I tried to sleep. And this is where it gets really weird. Okay, let me rewind. There was a day where I heard my upstairs neighbor's girlfriend talking on the phone to the bank. And she's like, "No, it's a joint account." And I'm like, this sounds like a weird convo because I'm locked inside. I'm not even spying on them. I can just hear the conversation.
Yeah.
She got like the rest of this dude's money, my upstairs neighbor. The next day he loses his job.
Oh,
he comes home. No physical abuse. I heard him. He did not hit her, nothing. Otherwise I would have been like totally freaking out.
Right.
I couldn't sleep. I wake up, it's 4 a.m. I hear him like, "What the fuck?" She took all his money over like the past months, and he proceeded to kick her out.
Oh.
And it was raining. Dude, I hear the whole thing. It's like you're in basically a prison environment, right? Sure. And I've been there. I've been doing like minding my business, being quarantined, being a good citizen, wrapping my face up, wearing gloves, going to the store, not breathing, just coming back with Andrew, making tea, just chilling.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, what happened, I'm pretty darn sure I got a weird strain because everybody reacts differently.
Yes.
And I'm full on hallucinating, can't focus, with no fever. I can still taste my food. So I'm like, I don't know, I guess I'm fine.
Huh.
And so I hear the whole thing go down. He kicks her out. She goes downstairs. First of all, she can't read English. And I gather from the whole conversation that he's been covering their rent for several months. Right? And then there's these workers that have been working on our building for months. They were grinding the fire escape to repaint it.
Oh.
So Andrew and I are hearing that every day. Bang, like just crazy.
It's gonna drive you nuts.
And this guy, let's call him Jimmy.
Okay.
Jimmy is like this Long Island guy. And he's like, he brings the girl back upstairs, the woman back upstairs to get like to refill her backpack. And I hear the dude answer the door with a baseball bat. And he's like, get her the fuck out. You know, I don't like to swear that much on camera, but I'm telling a story.
Sure,
right?
sure.
So he's bugging. He's like, get her out. I could hear him because it's above my kitchen.
Oh my God.
And then, so Jimmy, the worker, he goes back downstairs. The girl goes on her way in the rain on Thursday, full on COVID.
Huh. He's
like, this fucking asshole, the nerve of this guy putting her out on the street, that beautiful girl. In my head, I'm like, she just cleaned his bank account out yesterday. So like, that's something between them, you know.
Jimmy
like,
has no idea.
Yeah. Yeah. And Jimmy's like, that beautiful girl. And then, sorry, you guys, hope nobody makes a stupid meme out of this. He starts going, fucking faggot. He's screaming that, the double F. Let's call it a double F bomb.
Oh, wow.
He says that over, and he's like, all the people in my life that screwed me over were fucking faggots. Yeah, these slithery people are just disgusting. And I'm like, so he thinks the guy's gay because he kicks his girlfriend out? Uh-huh. Even though she just stole all his money.
Oh, like, this was Jimmy saying that.
Yeah. So it's echoing, dude. It's full on echoing. And he's just screaming it for about, I don't know, 35 minutes.
Seriously?
Whoa. Yeah. And then finally he's like, I know people in Boston. I'm going to kill him. And then I could hear the dude upstairs hammer a nail through the baseball bat, made his own spike bat. Oh. I could hear him on the phone. He's like, dude, this guy wants to kill me. This is crazy. And then the landlord calls the cops before the worker, Jimmy, can go upstairs to, quote, cut his hands off. Right. I'm going to cut his fucking hands off. Like, he's threatening to murder this guy. Everybody's going crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, it's insane.
Some more than
and
others.
I'm just sitting there. I'm like, Andrew, this is so crazy. Like, what's unfolding upstairs? I just, like, mind my business. After a while, I'm just like, this is too crazy. So I go in the kitchen and I had some yams I cooked and was, like, heating up rice. Like, and then the landlord calls the cops so the guy doesn't come upstairs and try to break in and kill my neighbor.
Right.
And then I hear Jimmy, he's like, yeah, the landlord, she won't do nothing about it. You know, this guy put a poor girl on the streets. And they're like, well, you threatened to murder that guy. So, and the landlord's like, yeah, you have to leave the premises. So he has to pack all his tools up. He's cursing, dropping F-bombs, saying all this stuff. And meanwhile, I can hear the upstairs neighbor. He's like, dude, this is the best day of my life. Oh my God. My girlfriend's out of here. The fucking stupid worker on the building's getting kicked out. He's like, oh my God. And I wasn't trying to follow him, but after a while, he could like tell I was moving around the apartment. Because what else am I going to do? I'm like locked inside, right? So
he's up there with a stethoscope, like trying to listen to that.
Yo, but check this out. This is where it gets crazy. So he's like, my fucking neighbor, you know, excuse me, I know, world, pardon my French, right? But I'm telling a story.
Yeah.
So he's like, these fucking crazy people downstairs. This guy's calling me a faggot. They're faggots that live below me. I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, dude, I'm not listening to you, in my head. So that night, I was still super sick from what I'm pretty darn sure, again, is COVID-19. And I get in bed next to Andrew, and I think the upstairs neighbor has this X-ray machine, and he can see through the floor. No, this is what happened, you guys. And I thought I was dreaming, and I'm in bed. I'm like holding a middle finger up behind me. I think they're looking at my teeth. This story gets crazy. And so I like put my hand on the back of my skull, so they have to look through bones to see my teeth that I need to get fixed. And I'm just like, leave me the fuck alone. You know, I went crazy. I like full on went crazy. And so the next day I get some sleep, wake up, try to do the Instagram live with Retta. I'm just oh my God. And then after that, I looked at Andrew. I'm like, babe, I'm going to New Jersey. I can't be in this building anymore. We were like really good for like 5 weeks, whatever it was.
Yeah.
We're all going crazy. Our neighbors are going crazy, clearly.
Oh my God.
So I just like go to the ATM, grab like $300, get in a Lyft, chuck something over my face, go to Penn, and I take the train down to my exit, and it was right before face masks were fully enforced.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know I was sick, so I was like staying away from people. And the train conductor's like, where's your mask? I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I have this really big, thick sweatshirt, and I like had my sweatshirt. And he's like, you're lucky I could give you a ticket. Like, stay where you are and don't. I'm like, yeah, I won't, sir.
Wow.
I just like sat there, face covered, didn't breathe on anyone. And then I get off the train, I get a burrito, an East Coast burrito. You guys are so lucky. And then I come to the house. Okay, so once again, this is where it gets really, really weird. I get to the house and I eat my burrito. The sun goes down, and I'm listening to like Nas. I'm just chilling, thinking, about art. And all of a sudden, I think there's these kids that surround the house, and I can hear them talking. And I actually called the cops.
No,
because I was like, yeah, dude. I literally, like, I don't use literally unless I mean it. I went crazy from whatever coronavirus was doing to my body and my mind. And here's the cool detail that I can reference. I heard this story about a doctor in New Orleans who is a very intelligent man. And he asked his wife to leave and go to Baton Rouge because she was pregnant. And he said, I'm going to have to start seeing these patients. I think I might get sick. Oh. And he did. Mm. And then, as an incredible neurologist, he gets sick and he says to all the nurses in the hospital, hey, when I was going through the waiting room in the hallway, he's like, I saw people that weren't really there. So before you came in this room as well, I also saw people that weren't really here. So just letting you know, nurse, I'm hallucinating. And I was like, what? Yes, dude. I was like, I'm not crazy. So yeah, but to end that story, because it's really long, eventually Andrew was like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I called the cops 3 times because I thought these kids were surrounding the house. And dude, I went so crazy. Andrew got here at 1 a.m. He's like, how you doing, babe? I'm like, good. And I'm sleeping in bed with a hatchet.
Jeez.
And like, dude, again, no alcohol, like just completely out of my mind from this stuff. And he's like, there's nobody out there, it's fine. And I'm like, all right, yeah, whatever you say. And then he eventually went to bed and I stayed up all night thinking the kids were still outside the house. And the next morning he's like, they're not there, and
that's a bad
trip. It was crazy. It was really crazy.
So the upstairs, did that actually really happen or no?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
It did. But the reason I say that, because when I got, so this is like, do you know when you go to a concert and you can't hear for 2 days?
Sure.
Because it was so loud. So because of like, all like smiles and giggles aside, because of what happened in the building in Queens, that was, besides whatever the COVID did to my brain, those noises were stuck because I had been locked inside this sort of prison-like environment, even though our building's lovely and we're happy there. But the sounds were so crazy.
I could see that.
So when I got down here to New Jersey and there was no sound, I could still hear all the sounds, just like after you go to a concert. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Totally. Yeah, I could feel for sure.
And I'm not embarrassed by it. I'm just like, dude, that was one of the it's like some, not funny, but now I understand like what people that suffer from schizophrenia and stuff go through. I've never heard voices in my life.
No, that's scary.
Wild.
That's scary.
Did you notice it like kind of fading away? Like at any point?
Yeah, well, when it was daylight and Andrew was here and he's like, that didn't happen. Like there was nobody around the house. I go, you're right. And that afternoon, I still was hearing like muffled voices because it was just so fresh from being stuck in that apartment building for so long. And by that evening, I was like, I told myself, like, if I hear anything, it's not real, you know? and I got my dude with me, and like, nothing's happening. It's just, it was, you could call it PTSD mixed with the virus, you know?
Hey, still, that could be scary for him as well, to see you going through all this stuff. Yeah. It's terrifying.
He's like, yeah, I showed up at the house and you got a hatchet next to you.
Dude, that's just crazy. You guys both had different symptoms, pretty much.
Totally different.
That's wild.
Totally different.
And we both had no fever. You know?
That's crazy.
I had crazy body chills. So, and I want to talk about so many different things while we're all here, but I'll sort of end that by saying, I was in Tampa. I was on airplanes. He was working in Hell's Kitchen. You know, he's in Times Square.
Sure.
We're touching railings going down the subway system. People are coughing on us before we're covered up. So I don't have a problem with anyone that goes, dude, I think I had it back when, but like, hello, we're living and breathing New York. And of course, man, of course, you know,
right.
And we're really clean guys. Like, we wash our hands right when we get home, even before all this scare of COVID and the reality of it.
Right.
Dude, I get to a restaurant, I look at the menu and I'll order, and then I go to the bathroom and wash my hands, and I come back, the menu's gone, I have clean hands, then I eat, you know?
Yeah.
I've always been that way.
Wow, that's so crazy.
Sorry, I just went off on that.
No, it's
glad that you're doing better.
Seriously,
both you and your husband.
Well, I got to tell you, recently I felt sick. About a week ago, I got chills again, and I had this like weird rash behind my ear, and it's not exciting. It's not like you're part of some fun COVID club, and not to make a joke, but like,
sure.
But I have read a lot of things where there's a big discussion about how even if you have antibodies 2 or 3 weeks later, and to go back to your point, Chris, even though I think it may have gone through my body or our bodies, and it can be dormant, you never know if it can resurface. And that's why I am always going to wrap my face up, because I don't, even though I may have antibodies, I don't want it to come back into my face, and I don't want anything to go out of my face.
Exactly.
Plain and simple.
Right. Well, listen, I'm sorry that you went through all that, man. But you're feeling better?
Well, yeah.
100%.
And you know what? A lot of people went through that, and they're no longer with us. So
this is true.
I'm just thankful that we went through that madness. And because again, man, I don't want anybody to think I'm being irresponsible by getting on trains and stuff. But in New York, New Jersey, like, we weren't allowed to go get a test, and you couldn't. It was just like, unless you're straight up dying. That was the message.
Sure.
Stay at home. So we did.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't mean to like raise my voice about it, but it was crazy. It's so bizarre.
Yeah. How long ago was that? This was a couple months ago, you said?
Yeah, that happened right before Easter.
Ah, okay. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So, which is when, I don't mind saying his name, that's when Donald Trump and Mike Pence were getting all excited to open the country for Easter so everyone could go to church, which I have no problem with church. But like, yeah, dude, he's just looking for points.
Yeah.
Points on his license.
Whatever points some of those might be, yeah. But well, again, I'm glad you and your husband are doing good now. And like I said, man, you're looking good. You get out skating. You got some sun, and like, I mean, bro, video part. What's going on, Brian? Let's talk about this.
Yeah. Well, I just Paul Gar shot my anti-hero ad.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was really fun. We went out to Pennsylvania, and Freddie knew about this half of a pipe. It's literally a pipe that was sawed in half, and it's like iron, and it's in this like graveyard behind a concrete some, I don't know, factory. What would you call it? It's behind this concrete plant, rather.
Okay.
So, and I'm not blowing up the spot because the ad's about to come out the next issue. So thank you to all the PA skaters that brought us there. But we went there with a chainsaw, a pick, and crazy like spade shovels and stuff. And we just went off, and we hucked like hundreds of pounds of rocks off the flat bottom and swept it up. And
so this thing was huge.
Not huge. I mean, it's like 10 foot to do a trick on it. And yeah, I had to like Freddie just went in with the chainsaw and cut the dead tree in half, and we like ripped it all apart. And then and we're like hiding from the workers at the concrete plant. But so yeah, I mean, that's cool. I feel like now that it's super hot, we're like sort of allowed to take a break because we were going so hard, you know, in the past 2.5-3 months. So it's great that I ended up getting a photo for an ad with Paul Gard that I'm happy with. Yeah. And Julian just told me after the Black issue and doing Fanner's ad, he's like, yeah, that's coming up. He's like, I already submitted it to Thrasher. So sick. So yeah. And, but you know, I'll tell you this about skating. Of course I want to have some kind of video part in the fall. We have some stuff, but I did give some footage to Julian in case he wanted to use it with this thing that Fanner has, because Fanner had a bunch of footage he was sitting on. I don't think that's a crazy secret. I'm not telling you any tricks he did, right? But besides that, I've been Fred's caddy, and it's the best thing because I skate with him, and Fred is just this phenomenon, right? Like he'll like lose hardware left and right. He's like, yo, my trucks are loose. Like, and then I'll just be like, I'm like, and I'll be like, here's a bolt. Go back. All right. So we just been having a great time. Fred and I have always been cool. Yeah. And he has just been skating all winter, and he's been off alcohol and hard drugs for like a year now. Wow. So I'm super proud of him. Yeah. Yeah. So he's doing really good. He's just all about skating, you know. He's just such a kind dude, you know, and it's just, I'm just proud of him, man. He's got a good thing going on. He takes care of his uncle at his house. Amazing. And yeah, we just have this crazy catalog in his brain of spots all around the tri-state area.
I follow him on Instagram. He just posts crazy spots.
Yeah, half of them he doesn't even skate, but that's not even him teasing. He's just like, "They want to come here, check." You know, he'll tell you like what town it's in or whatever. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, to sort of answer your question, I kind of want like Fred to finish getting the rest of the stuff he wants. But in between, I'll try a trick if we're at a spot. And Paul Gard just finished editing the NJ Skate Shop video. Which, yeah, it's great. It was super long, but Narako wanted to be shortened because, you know, our attention spans these days. So it's cool because Paul has a lot of extra footage, which if you release something, you can give like people the option to watch the bonus stuff. So I'm super proud of Paul Gar, and Alana's been helping us too, and the whole crew. It's awesome.
Amazing. So glad to hear Fred's doing well, man. Yeah. And happy and skating good. Love that.
He's very happy. He's very happy. He borrowed his friend's Prius because before quarantine, he was driving the previous car he owned, and like a giant bolt flew up and like broke his whole axle or something. Geez. And then he got a used car, and he couldn't get that car going because of DMV was closed down. So he borrowed his friend's Prius, and we took care of the Prius. But I think he put 17,000 miles on it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, in like 2 months. Yeah.
Like just around New Jersey.
Where are you going?
Spot to spot.
We went to Pennsylvania. We went to Philly. Went to like Allentown. Then we go up to like Albany, and but anyway, so Fred just he gave that car back. You know. Tuned it up. The guy's such a nice guy. And Fred has this like weird Toyota now with like 170,000 miles.
Oh my God.
And when you drive in it, he's like, yo, bro, back trucks are so loose, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I shouldn't even go 90 in this thing. Dude, he's the best driver I've ever rolled with. Oh my God. Here's a few things. He doesn't tailgate.
Okay.
But when he sees a line, he'll take it and he'll go. We'll get you there.
He'll get
What's the traffic? What's the traffic like out there? Is it like super dead?
It was. That's a cool question. It was obviously in March, and then all of a sudden, the first phase happened. You're like, oh my gosh, there's cars on the road again. You know?
Yeah.
So, it's unfortunate. Of course, it's unfortunate how many people died, in New York and New Jersey. And, my heart goes out to those people and their families and everyone. But for us, it was nice because we got to get exercise and ride our skateboards, and it was pretty empty. But traffic it's kind of back again. And to make a joke recently, I was like, man, in New Jersey, they have jug handles, they're called. They're like partial U-turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just kind of look at it and go, this is insane. Like, how does every other state just have like regular red and green lights and like left-hand turns? And like, why do they have to make this extra vein? So I've come to the conclusion that driving in New Jersey is like the game Mousetrap.
Mousetrap?
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah.
Like, to do anything, you have to like go through all these like spins or like, it's crazy. And bless those that know how to drive in Jersey, because it is no joke.
I've never been to New Jersey.
Really?
Yeah, I've never been.
The Garden State, you're missing out.
Dude, you have to pay a bunch on the freeways, don't you?
Oh, they have tolls?
Oh, the Turnpike, yeah.
That is crazy. Like, I don't know.
I mean, we have tolls here.
Yeah, but on toll roads.
Right. You got to pay for the roads.
Yeah, on all the roads out there, all the freeways, you have to pay.
Oh, just think about the maintenance, though. Because like when it snows, the snow plows, all that shit, the money goes to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really nice, though. Once you get south on the Turnpike and you leave Newark, like, the other day I was commenting to my friend Kevin, who was driving. I'm like, dude, look how nice this road is. Like, and it's not just like white people money. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like because you're in some like white suburb. It's the Turnpike. It's like, wow, they really take care of this. We're all driving on it and we all pay the tolls.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah, look out in like places like Newark and stuff. Those potholes are no joke.
So you're filming a little bit here and there. No, just not for anything really. Just kind of filming, or you have something maybe you want to work on, some Nike thing.
Anything going on with Nike right now?
Anti-hero.
A lot of things are on hold, honestly, with Nike because of COVID. People that are team managers, I don't think because any company, whether it's a corporation or a huge place, regardless of size, nobody wants anybody to get sick, right? Mm-hmm. So I think what we're doing right now, we're going to continue to skate on our own, and be safe, and just do it with our own crew and our own money, and not attach any name to it. But I think in the fall, maybe I'll put out something through Anti-Hero and Thrasher. And, Fred's definitely going to have this Thrasher part. That's what he's doing.
Right.
So,
Sick.
Holy shit.
Pressure's on now.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, he's got like 15 minutes of stuff.
No, he doesn't. Does he really?
He has tons of stuff.
God.
It's crazy. Yeah,
Dude,
they're skating.
Fred Gall.
Dude, he skates the most rugged spots.
Oh my God,
it
I
is
love
awesome.
it.
Oh,
yeah.
I've been going to him.
Are there some spots that you're just like, dude, there's no way I'm skating this?
I mean,
well, you know what?
Chainsaws and shit.
Yeah. I tell you this. I used to kind of like having like a brand new pair of Spitfires that were like classics that looked white and like shiny and nice. And I gave up. I gave up. I'm like used to yellow, like used wheels now, and like grip tape looking kind of crummy. And, but I'll tell you this though, on that note, when Fred wants to try something, he'll rip the old grip tape off and put new grip on an old board.
Oh, wow.
He's like, oh yeah, he's the king of that. Whatever we can get, whatever we can get. Beggars, hey,
Kelly, send him a package.
Check it out. Grip tape is a new toilet paper.
Yeah, dude. If you need grip tape, Brian, I got you. I'm TM for Mob. If you ever need grip tape.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
Please, I would love to send you grip tape. Yeah, you and all the guys.
Thank you, Kelly.
Yeah, of course.
We were just talking about your board, the wheels, crispy wheels and everything. Like, what's your board setup? What do you got? Like, what's under the hood?
He's got a quiver.
Oh, well, I was riding like an 8.6, 8.7 with 55 aces. And now my rain board is a 9-inch Anti-Hero Eagle. Mm-hmm. And I have like 2 spares. And I ride the 66 Aces, so they fit it perfectly. And I ride these soft Bill Strobeck Spitfire wheels that they don't make anymore. I think they're like 54s. But I've gotten so accustomed to this 9-inch board. I keep telling my friends, I'm like, dude, I'm not riding that 8.6, 8.7 anymore. It's like, it's just 9. Like,
really?
Oh, 9 club.
9 club.
No, I'm just in love. That's it right there, up there.
That's a 9-inch board up there.
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine.
It's my fave. Dude, I went a long time ago to the Nike campus and they measured my feet and I'm actually a 13.8. So basically I'm a 14. So, and I'm 6'4", so it makes sense that a 9's like.
I mean, totally makes sense. Yeah. But
what was the smallest board you ever ridden?
Oh my gosh, probably like a 7. Who knows? Like when I still bought boards, I remember when I was breaking so many boards, I had an Eric Costin 101. It was like somebody getting run over or something. It was probably a 7 something, and I was like, this is ridiculous. And that's what. I'll eat a garbage can. I snapped it in half. I stopped skating.
What about when you were skating, like for toy machine, like when you backtailed the UCI hub and stuff like that? What were you skating back then?
What was the
I feel like during that time, because there weren't a lot of really big boards, right?
Yeah.
I think even then to make an 8 was like old for a skateboard company.
That was huge back then. I remember.
Right. It might have been like an 8 1/4, maybe. Although, fun fact. I do remember that when Mike Frazier rode for Toy Machine, we made him a 9-inch board. I'm pretty darn sure. but I rode the Toy Machine Fists, and it was definitely over an 8.
And so now you're one for. Is it just a regular like popsicle size 9 board, or is it like a shape?
Yeah, it's
board?
a popsicle. It's a popsicle shape, but it's a 9.
Yeah.
Nice. So it works for me. You know, I can still 360 flip with it and switch flip and. Switch streets is super.
So we're talking about a 9-inch board, Ace trucks. You said Ace trucks.
Yes.
55 millimeter wheels. Is that right?
54. If they're regular year thing. Yeah.
Bearings.
I ride Swiss.
Oh, Swiss.
But I'm not I mean, thank you for all the little bits that Swiss has given me over the years. But I usually end up trading stuff for them.
Oh yeah.
And if I'm between a rock and a hard place, I think I have like some spare Spitfire bearings and stuff hanging around.
So when you set up your board, do you have any type of like madness? Do you go for like, do you need like your trucks a certain way or certain washers or grip job? Are you like super particular with something?
I'm not super particular with my grip. I kind of change the way it looks every time. I just, and we all, gosh, not to be a big bummer, but we probably shouldn't even have stickers anymore. We should like minimalize everything we do on this planet. But everybody always talks about, oh, you do good sticker jobs. So I always chuck a few people on there, my friends, and have fun with it. And then I take my excess grip tape and I sand, so the stickers don't just look like a total Christmas complete. But I believe that's not cheating. I don't make fake slide marks.
Wait a minute. You put your stickers on your board and you sand your stickers down?
Not the stickers per se. I sand the rail of the bottom of the board.
The rail. Gotcha.
Yeah, just so it's not like
so
all perfect.
Yeah, so it blends in.
Yeah, and also with the Spitfire Classics, because I don't know what those yellow ones are called, even though now I'm cool with yellow.
Formula 4 one.
Yeah,
Formula 4.
I'm a Classics guy.
Okay.
But the Spitfire logo goes right to the edge of the wheel. It reminds me, it looks like a chokehold. It's like, so I actually take a razor blade and I sand, hold on.
Oh, he must have it right here.
Here's a used one right here. I usually I just kind of take some of the graphic. It's not a classic. But
why do you sand the edge though? That's
because I don't like it. Looks nasty when it goes all the way to the edge.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
Yeah, it looks like a toy.
But then when you flip it over,
graphics in or out?
Yeah.
White sidewalls. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But then that graphics bearing shields off. That's what I do.
Yeah.
So, but the graphics on the inside, you still don't like that. You still have to shave it off.
Not when it goes to the edge. Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
That's my little nitpicky thing.
Yeah. I never even think about, as long as they're white on the outside, I never even think about the graphic.
Yeah.
Size and if they're white.
Just put graphic on the outside, like the old cockroaches.
I can't have something on the outside.
I can do it if it's on my heel side, so I don't see it.
Gotcha.
We're getting into a whole discussion.
No, it's interesting.
So Freddie's doing good?
Freddie's doing really good.
Yeah.
He works at a wood shop. Yeah. He was working before
It's like painting houses
before quarantine. He works at this wood shop. And it's actually by my house because Fred lives like 30 minutes north of me, our house. So so he comes down this way and yeah, he makes molds and stuff like that. Just works with all different kinds of machines and he works at another wood shop separate from that. But the work just started coming back because obviously everything was closed, and that's why we were just skating. And he got unemployment just in the nick of time.
Oh,
so
wow.
He had enough money to keep his house going. Like a lot of people, yeah. And luckily, somebody who wasn't even milking it either, But he's Fred, so he's happy to go back to work.
Yeah. Wow.
Because he just got so much skating done while during quarantine.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Sounds like it. I know. Could you imagine a Fred Gall part right now?
Dude, I would love to see some Freddie like ledge skating, like Love Park style.
I kind of got him to film a little line over a month ago. He found this 1.5 foot tall rounded double sidelet, kind of like the Venice curbs, where it was almost
tall?
like 1.5 feet tall, and he did a nose one side pop over.
Sick.
Oh, sick.
But first he did a heel flip on flat in the street and went up the curb and then did the nose one side pop over, and I was like, here we go, because we need lines. He does mostly single trick stuff, but it's all
I want to see a switch flip, switch back tail of him.
Oh shit!
He did a switch tray 2 days ago at this bump behind an industrial lot.
Huh.
We're coaxing him into flipping his board around.
Nice.
He can do it, dude.
No, he can. And check this out. I can tell since before I started skating with him in late March. I see Paul's footage of him in the winter. His little tummy, his little belly, it's gone. Oh, it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. And so I think this fall we're gonna get him on some handrails.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. We're trying, dude.
We're
not puppeteering him at all. It's all him.
Sure.
It's little elbow.
Maybe.
We're dude. Yeah, dude. We're trying. We're trying.
You got to do it in a way where it's his idea.
Yeah.
Just feel like Sub-Zero Fred Gall would do it.
Oh shit. That's amazing.
If he does something and he's not sure, he looks right away. He doesn't beam the camera, but he'll look at a friend and be like, yo. And I'll be like, that was good. He'll be like, no, it wasn't. I can tell by your voice. Like all of us,
Yeah, of course. God.
That's such the New Jersey thing. Yo. Just looking like that.
I picture wedding too.
I always think of wedding. I think to see that.
Yo.
Oh my God. I grew up saying yo, but now more than ever, I'm just like, yo, you got yo.
It's funny, who you're around. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't ever speak differently to fit in. Just because.
Just rubs off.
Just when you're around your friends,
totally.
Oh, totally. We're around Justin Eldridge a lot, and he's always like, boom, 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 boom. And now I'm finding myself open the fridge, boom. Take out some cream cheese, boom. I got my cream. Put it in the toaster, boom. I swear to God, I have to stop, but I can't. It's
just funny.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Boom. Add that to yo, boom.
Oh, yo, boom.
Yo, boom.
Yo, boom.
Yo, boom. Did you get those Grateful Dead dunks, man? They never send dunks to us, bro. Can we? How do we get on the list? How do we get on the list?
I don't know. I've been there. I guess because I've been there so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like to throw it in anyone's face, but it's kind of I kind of because of the pandemic. I've never been one to just straight up sell that stuff. I'm I'm just gonna skate in these, not to it's not haha. It's more just yeah, what is money right now? What are inanimate objects right now?
Sure.
What, material things? We shouldn't be thinking about material things right now, in my opinion.
Right. Nike's also sending them to you so you can go skating them.
Well, yeah, and it's it sends a message. It's just ride your shoes. I don't know, and if somebody's broke, I get it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you should sell them. You know, because somebody's going to enjoy them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm in a, you know, I'm not rich, but I'm in a place where I can just say screw it and just skate them. And it's just kind of fun right now, I think, because we all need to have fun a little bit.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah, I can't stress it enough. It's not some in your face type of crap, but like, and guess what? I'll continue to skate them, and they're kind of hilarious. By the end of the day, when we went out to Brooklyn and I was skating in the yellow ones, I was like, I am so sick of looking down at the and like, dude, like the big bone on your exterior, I forget, was that lateral or the outside of your body?
Pink by your pinky toe or whatever.
No, like the bone on your heel, like it's been bleeding for a while, so it's like bleeding all over those like precious bones. So I was like, well, whatever. And then they gave me a bucket hat, and it had like the dancing bears all over it.
Okay.
And I'm not a big bucket hat person, but I gave it to our friend Kevin, who's been gracious enough to drive us around skating, and he's a big dead kid. Oh. So I'm like, dude, here you go.
He was probably hyped.
Yeah.
He's pumped. It doesn't fit his head, but he brought it home. He's like, all right, it's in good hands, bro. So
that's right.
Well, let's talk about Nike. How long have you been on Nike now?
I don't know the exact years, but it's been, I can safely say it's been over 15 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because check it out. I'm 44 years old. So like definitely when I was 30, I was on Nike.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it would be like, I guess like shortly after. Yeah. Right.
Okay.
I don't know. I need to write all these numbers down, but yeah. And you know, they have been gracious like the whole time, sending us on trips and also letting me have input in apparel.
Oh, right.
And stuff like that. So yeah,
that's cool. I mean, a lot of small companies don't even do that. Yeah. You know, they don't even get the writers involved.
You wrote for Xavier, and it went from Xavier. Did you go straight into writing for Nike right after that?
No, I didn't. And this is a cool thing to sort of clarify. I was with Xavier, and Brad and I both weren't happy eventually. And so, you know, I did the right thing with a lawyer because I had a signature shoe, and I didn't say anything for X amount of months. And then I remember going to a contest in Las Vegas. I think it was a Vans contest. And I was wearing Lakais.
Oh. Huh.
And oh my gosh, it was hot as heck out there. and they were like brand new Rick Howards, and they looked cool. But anyway, they weren't breaking in. And I think I did a terrible run at that contest. but then I remember I went to like a Trans World premiere, and I was wearing Dunks that I bought from Foot Locker. And that's when I saw Kevin Imamura, my good friend, who was deep in SB at that moment. And he said, I like your shoes. We should talk. And then when my contract was up with Xavier, I then had a discussion with Nike.
Wow.
So even though contrary to people's belief, Xavier had an agreement to use Nike technology, it wasn't a Nike company per se. It was its own thing. Yeah. And so I didn't just get pushed over from Xavier to Nike. I took a break, rode Vans, rode Lakais, and then the Nike discussion happened, and we went from there.
I trip out on stuff like that. You know, like what if you were wearing some other shoes that night? What if you were wearing some Vans that night? You know, like would your road have taken a different turn?
Yeah.
Or would it eventually just, you know, meet up again?
Of course I think about that.
Yeah.
You gotta wear and ride what you like, though.
Did that feel kind of like cool to like not be able to be like tied down to like a certain shoe sponsor and be like, I'm gonna go skate whatever I want and get to choose? It was kind of like a newer thing for you to like go out and just kind of see what you liked, you know? Because that is an interesting thing after a long time of skating when you're with someone for so long, a skate company. You're like, I'm gonna go to see what I want.
Yeah, and you know, I'll tell you, because I like, you know, I don't want to bum anybody at Nike out, but like, let's be real here. You know what I mean? Like we all have like different thoughts, or you know, we're dare I say, we're artists, we're skateboarders, we have we have open minds, right? So like, I don't think Adidas was excelling at that point. So it's not like I could go into a skate shop and be like, oh my God, I'm getting a Samba, you know, like,
right.
So, which, you know, they're cool shoes, but yeah, to answer your question, Kelly, it was fun. I was like, oh my God, I actually went into a store and I was like, I'm not tied to this brand Xavier anymore. And I'm not with Nike yet. So I'm going to pick a Lakai, you know, it was fun. It was super fun.
Yeah.
Because before I got on Action back in the day, that's what I used to do at FTC. I was with Duff's for a little while. And then, and that, you know, on this whole topic, like once I went to FTC and I liked the Guy Mariano shoe, I was like, can I trade you guys 3 boards for that?
Yeah.
And that's how I started riding Guy's Action shoe. And then that's how I got on Action.
No
I mean,
way.
I drifted away from the point there a little bit. So
Well,
yes, it was fun.
It seems like a theme. You choose what you like, and then you do what you love, and then people come your way and be like, "Yo, we want to sponsor you."
Yeah,
yeah,
So
yeah. I think
because you're doing it. It's natural,
It's
it's
organic.
genuine. You know what I mean? So that's
I think it has something to do with patience, a little bit, dare I say, you know, and not luck, but yeah, just patience, really, if you really think about it.
A lot of skaters also, they worry about skating in other people's shoes. What are other people going to think? Because they're, you know, you're being seen in a shoe. Now people are thinking you skate for them, and it becomes this whole thing when you shouldn't even be worried about that at all.
Yeah, I think that's a little more modern too. I think maybe we didn't worry in the late 90s, early 2000s as much. Yeah, I like don't sit there all night long reading comments, but when I did skateboard recently with no shoes on, it was because it was really hot out. We can get into that story.
yeah.
And you know, I had a phone call with Jason Dill the other day, and Dill was like, yeah, on 9 Club, they talked about your Barefoot Impossible. Like, what? They saw that? He's like, yeah, dude. I'm like, oh, I don't see all this stuff, right?
Right.
Somebody wrote, like, get this guy a shoe sponsor. I'm like, oh my God, it's so funny. Like,
right.
Dude,
you can't,
I'm fine.
Even in bare feet, people are saying
yeah, what do I got to get a swoosh tattooed on my foot? Because I will.
But dude, like doing an impossible with no shoes, that seems like the roughest trick to try on barefoot.
Horrible.
I tell you.
Rough on a copy of foot.
Like a tray flip or an impossible. Ugh.
You know what's funny? That was first try. I was like, we were sitting in this parking lot, and I was like, dude, it's so freaking hot. Like the pavement is just like, you can see those like fumes coming up, or sorry, like the waves, like the heat waves, literally. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, it's just too hot to like even have sneakers on right now. So I wasn't trying to be funny or prove something or be weird or different. I was just like, and then I just started slapping because I've been doing a lot of slappies this summer. And then I was like, hey, Paul, we should probably film this.
Yeah.
So Paul Gar's like, give me your phone. And I just did a slappy and impossible. It was
amazing.
Like, it just happens. I don't know.
That's so rad.
Yeah, I have summer feet right now, obviously.
What trips me out is, you know, sometimes your back toes can hang off a little bit. So when you go to pop, your toes scrape on the ground. I tried to skate once barefooted. It didn't. And my toes got destroyed.
I think I just got this summer feet, and luckily, that was just first try. So
it didn't take you 20 tries.
No way.
Dude,
more than 2 or 3 barefoot, you just stop because you're gonna get hurt.
Yep.
Totally.
And then I just filmed Paul Gar. I was like, no. Just filming with my phone.
It's so fun filming each other.
It is. I used to be so scared to film, and that's the neat thing about these iPhones. Like you can close up with your thumbs, and you're like, "Oh, dude, I did it really good." I'm more scared of like pressing record on a giant camera. That's scary. It's super intimidating to me. I'm like, I'm gonna screw it up, you know?
Right. No, it's just cool. It just reminds me of, you know, back when I was a kid. You know, just filming each other.
Yeah.
So what else is going on, dude? What else is how's your art doing?
I'm finishing up this wooden box that was a box Nike sent to me a long time ago, and it came with white canvas blazers, and the whole message, it came with like RIT dye, some brushes, some extra laces, and it was like, repaint this shoe. And it just sat in my closet. Yeah, literally. Yeah. But excuse me, that was something I started painting that shoe in March in quarantine. But I ended up liking the shoe I painted so much that I'm not showing it to the world. So it's some like top secret stuff.
What do you mean we can't get an exclusive?
No, dude. Nope.
One of one.
Dude, I don't want Travis Scott to steal my ideas. No disrespect. His shoe is dope. But but I ended up painting this like NBA Bruin, I think it is, and that's the one that I put on Instagram. And I just, instead of working on my paintings, because they were really close for my art show that was going to happen. I like to say our art show because it was going to be me, my grandpa, and my dad. We'll get into that.
Oh, amazing.
But so what I did was in quarantine, when I got back down here to New Jersey, I just cut the swooshes off. They're all white leather NBA Bruins, I believe. And I just started painting these different tonal blue triangles on them because blue is a relaxing color. And I wasn't making a plan per se, but what I told people on Instagram is that I was going to raffle them off for first responders. And actually Nike SB, and I'm not plugging names, I'm just stating facts.
Yeah.
SB ended up teaming up with Zoomies, and Zoomies had a budget to where they're going to contribute like a few $1,000s, I do believe, to this one is not going to go to first responders, but it's going towards different avenues of voting, which I think is so important right now. And this is why I have notes. Because not only it's Rock the Vote, but there's Vota Latino and something called Amplifier. And again, I'm not plugging names. I'm just telling you what's going on.
Yeah.
So, and Vota Latino sounds like such a great organization. So people of a younger generation can register and get ready. Yeah. So yeah, I painted the shoes. They're done. I'm painting this wooden box that the shoes came in, and it's going to get shipped off to a lucky winner, and they're going to have a box that they can probably go picnicking in.
Amazing.
And a cool pair of shoes. And then Zoomies is going to donate a bunch of money, whatever they can afford, to this charitable, these different voting avenues.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to actually paint another shoe so I can raffle it off to have the money go to first responders. I did want it to go to possible homeless or LGBTQ plus people in New York. But then I said to myself, if it goes to first responders, those people are helping people of all race and gender, so I think giving money to first responders and their families, that's pretty important.
No, absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, I have paintings I've already shown on Instagram, but like this one's about my dad. I almost finished it, but it's this boat.
Look at that.
That's dope.
That's sick.
Yeah. I just started painting this spring and last fall, winter.
Dude, that's really good, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the gradient from like the top of the blue sky to like the white and then the ocean.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, the ocean, my dad's going to be down in the ocean. That's why it's not done yet.
Wow.
But yeah, I just for years and years I was on tour and I would always doodle, but I never spent time sort of learning to paint. And I realized that it's inside of me because of my father and my grandfather. And that's what the art show was going to be. It's called Fathers Afloat. And it's going to have one of my grandfather's paintings and I think 6 of my father's.
Wow.
Between 8 and 10 of mine. But it was for mid-April, as I said. And we realized that we couldn't gather in a public space. So we postponed it.
Huh. So your dad is a big painter, it sounds like.
Yes. Even though he and my mother together, had 14 children. My sisters have since given me his old sketchbooks, paintings, and drawings, and wow. they're so beautiful. And I knew as a young lad that he was pretty darn good at drawing and painting. Mm-hmm. But I didn't really know the extent. He didn't hide it, but he was just too busy working. So his paintings weren't displayed around our house or anything. So
now you're going to hopefully in the near future have the art show.
Rekindle it. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But when all this happened with coronavirus, COVID-19, mm-hmm. I didn't want to touch those paintings because they needed to be finished, in my opinion, and with a state of mind of sort of relaxation, and the whole world got so tense. Mm. I felt it therapeutic to just paint on those shoes. And, look what happened. They're going to go to charity to help further the world. And again, I didn't plan that. It's just how things work sometimes.
Totally. Do you sell a lot of your art, or what are you doing over there?
I've never even thought about that.
Really?
Well, because all my ideas would be in my sketchbook, and they would go into like a girl board graphic, or and then 3D board graphic, and then anti-hero. And then besides that, I said yes to every airplane ride, every demo, every tour for 20 something years. So I was never somebody that came back to my hometown or city and had home time ever. You were
always on the move.
Completely.
Yeah.
And if I was home enough to have a quote break, yes, that would involve like going to the bar and letting off some steam, but not also like turning into a complete waste of it and just being like, okay, I got to wake up and skate flat so I can go on my next tour. Right. I never had time to go in an art studio ever. Huh. I just didn't. It was always JFK, Taxi, Heathrow, LAX, and I'm not complaining, PDX, SFO, JFK, SFO, PDX, just nonstop. So now things have slowed down, mm-hmm. and now I'm actually painting and skateboarding. So it's a really good balance.
I don't know. I find the art world interesting. That's why I asked if you're selling stuff and stuff like that. It's such an interesting world, how that all operates, about how much do you charge for this, and if other people own your art, then that makes your art more valuable. And it's just it's a weird, interesting world.
Yeah. For this show, it would have been my first actual like real show. Mm-hmm. Even though I've done things in like little bars in San Francisco, or, like chucked a painting here and there or whatever. My friend who was curating it, he's great. My friend Calder, and we found this really cool tiny gallery on the Upper West Side, and he said, I think this is the greatest place for you to have your first show. And so we went in there and did like what you call, I don't know, not in art terms, but in our terms, we did a recon mission.
Okay.
Like scouting a handrail.
Sure.
And we looked at the space, and it was actually quite interesting because it's an old public restroom that has been maintained. Huh. So it's not like a dodgy one, like in like, down in like Soho or in Tompkins, like that public restroom in Tompkins Square is like gnarly. So no, it was this great place. These older women run it, and he got the go ahead from them. So I did a whole layout in my sketchbook of where every painting was going to go. I was super ready. He was like, I'll help you with pricing to your thought, Chris.
Yeah.
He was like, and I'm like, I'm not naive. I'm not stupid, I don't think, but he's also, like, we don't want to make the pricing outrageous, but you should get what you deserve. And that was going to be a sort of introduction. And I'm not trying to jump into the art world and go anywhere near people that went to school for all this. I just was quietly going, I just want to have a show with me and my grandpa and my dad.
Yeah. Right.
And because I have my life with skateboarding and I'm not trying to become an artist, you know, but I do love to paint, and it's really therapeutic. So why not share it with the world?
Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of people would love to hang a Brian Anderson piece in their house. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Let them have one here.
Yeah. Well, now I'm going to start. It's what I'm doing now besides skateboarding.
Yeah.
I'm on less airplanes and less tours. And I think that's okay because it's so weird to keep talking about yourself during this whole time. But you guys are asking me questions. But,
yeah, of course.
But I mean, no, honestly, it does feel good because, you know, I can say this, like after doing the Vice piece and then a New Yorker thing and people saying, you know, thank you. It's kind of cool to not have to just go back into my old life of airplane, taxi, airplane, hotel lobby. Like I will gladly do that, but I did it so much. It's kind of nice to have a little peace in your mind.
Absolutely.
So you can keep going. And if you can keep going, then you're going to be able to help others. If you don't stop, then what good are you to anyone? Yeah. Especially yourself.
I mean, that's such a perk of skating is traveling, you know, that's the biggest takeaway that I had from skating was just being able to travel the world, meet people, you know, be, you know, in their city or country and kind of get the inside scoop, you know, go to the cool bars or it's such a rad thing. But then also decompression time, you know, you need to be able to go home, decompress, you know,
work at your own pace.
Yeah.
Which can be hard because when you're used to going 90 miles an hour and then you go back home and you have to slow down. And, you know, this is a huge conversation we can have. That's what happens with a lot of creative musicians, actors, and actresses. You know, that's why they open the phone book and look for, you know, self-medication. You know, so it's really tricky to come home from all that travel, stimulation, friends, livelihood, and then go, oh my gosh, how do I experience calm?
You have to adjust.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Is there anything that you're watching these days, like skate wise, to like make two things actually? What motivates you to go skate, and what motivates you to paint? Like, is there like news or skateboarding that you watch? I mean, obviously Fred Gall must be a huge inspiration, but anything you're watching on the internet, skate wise, old videos?
No, actually I did. I recently watched Speed Freaks by Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I don't really, you know, again, like everything, it's a big conversation. We could go all different parameters, but I have no problem with new people and new faces and seeing, you know, different men and women on their skateboards. But I'm so fortunate that I have my crew and I've seen so much over the years and been influenced by so many different kinds of skateboarding that I find, because I don't have a television at this house. So I don't watch television here. In Queens, I have an antenna, so I have channel 7. Yeah. So I watch Jeopardy to expand my brain. And then, and then I can be a stoner and watch Wheel of Fortune right after. And then, like, if I'm still up at 11:30, I'll watch Kimmel.
Right.
Yes. But no, I don't really look at a lot of, like, I don't go to skate websites or anything. Not because I don't want to be a part of it, not because I'm an elitist, not that I'm too cool for it. It's just because our phones give us so much these days. Like, we're looking at directions on our phone, you know, making sure, like, oh, where do we go left here? Where's, you know, our watering hole, you know, whether it be a Starbucks or a gas station, whatever. It's just like all phone. So when I get home at night, I actually look at my phone again, but instead of looking at like a video, I'll want to draw and I'll look at like, oh, what's the history of like the McDonald's logo, or like, you know, what is like, like I'm trying to always learn things too about like, you know, everything that I would like to be up on with politics. So I don't end up watching a lot of old videos, although I do sometimes at night, instead of looking at the news, I do look at a lot of YouTube, and I love Stephen Colbert.
Okay. Okay.
And Stephen makes me laugh. It's very rewarding. And his writers are excellent. So yeah, Kelly, I watch tidbits on my friends' phones throughout the day. They're like, "Did you see this?" And I lean in and check it out and go, "Cool." Yeah. And then besides that, I look out the window and I go, "Fred, where are we going?" Right. Cool. I go left here. We need Gatorade. All right. You know, so like that's kind of what I do on a daily basis. Is like I'm in like almost a tour mode when I go out with the gang with my buddies. But as far as art for inspiration, yeah, my friend Calder, he works at Museum of Modern Art, you know, and he has a wonderful daughter who's I think 13, and he's a good dad, and he's the one who will present, you know, things from art history to me, and I didn't go to school for that.
No, last year.
Damn it, low battery.
Uh-oh.
Oh shoot.
Got to plug in.
I don't know how to do that. From where my Zoom station's. Oh, you know what? Extension cord. Can we take a break?
Going? Of course.
And but that means I have to take my headphones off. Damn it.
Oh yeah, it's only one.
Unplug.
Damn it.
Well, what phone do you have?
It just says iPhone on the back. I seriously don't know.
Well, because some of the newer ones have a really good battery, so I was like, 20% might last a while.
Yeah, I like charged it up hella hard.
Well, we'd rather have you here rather than not here. So we, you know, if we can't have the headphones, we can't have the headphones.
All right, let me juice it up. Let me plug it in.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you guys feel like you're back ready, I know I'm not headphone.
Oh, you're good.
It sounds good too.
It doesn't sound bad without the headphones. You know, at least your phone's charging and we got you here.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
All right.
Right then we were talking about, the art stuff, right? We were talking about the inspirations and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I was just saying that it's great that my friend Calder, who is curating the show with my grandfather, my father, and myself. Mm-hmm. Calder is a great friend, and he's always just showing me images of artists that he thinks are great and he thinks that I would like. Mm-hmm. So he is just showing me things because we're friends that he thinks I would like. And then, I just keep looking at my father's old drawings, and that's just been pushing me. Amazing. Because my father did wonderful landscape watercolors and, again, things that I didn't even know existed. And when my sisters started giving me my dad's works, I used to not like that term in the art world. What is your work? It's not work, it's art. But all right. I get it now. But so my father's pieces, see, I still can't say work. My father's creations, those are what inspire me, and it's been really neat because I got to tell you, I don't know if you'd call it existential, but being that my father's no longer with us, I feel like whatever I inherited from him is going through. It's going through me, and it's coming out onto the paper and the canvas, and that's really unique. And I don't know, something that's kind of rare. Maybe people don't experience that often.
Sure.
So I'm like thrilled and beside myself to have Dad like coming through my fingertips.
That's amazing.
It's pretty darn cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
He's a great guy.
Going through your body onto the canvas. Yeah, I love that.
Me and my father look a lot alike. My two brothers don't look so much like my father, and so I feel like I'm very much in him. Yeah, you know.
Where
my two brothers are wonderful, but my mom told me too. She's like, "Yeah, you're dad. You're him."
Oh, really?
You showed me a photo once, and you're the spitting image of him.
Yeah, I mean, I like I might look a little wild right now. Like I look like Tom Selleck mixed with this guy.
It's a little Tom Selleck.
Yeah, I like it though. I like the Tom
Yeah,
Selleck.
with the leopard head. Look at the leopard head.
Yeah. Who does your hair?
My friend Ghost.
Oh, love that.
Yeah, Jason. Jason did it. He came over and we had a hair dyeing party.
Damn.
And then I was like, dude, get out the paintbrush. And yeah, we're lucky to have hair dye and stuff. You know, I know nurses and people are going through it. Like I like to always be aware. But you know,
Sure.
we got to be here and have our fun. And we got running water and toilets and you know basics. And so yeah, we had a little hair dye party. It was really fun.
So he painted those spots on the head. He paint with a paintbrush.
Yeah, it's growing out. So like,
but he did a damn good job.
oh yeah, Jason's an artist.
Wow,
Awesome.
I should do that to your head, Raj.
Please do. It was sick.
Yeah, what's your next move?
Raj got some awesome hair lately,
My
dude.
hair's growing. Right?
Oh my god, bro!
I've never
Jeez.
grown my hair out, so I'm just like,
Every day I come over, it's a different look
Do
he's
ya?
got.
Oh,
You know, one time it's a pony going through the back of the hat. The other time it's a bandana on there.
Oh my gosh.
He's wild in the streets right now.
Hey Raj, what's your setup right now?
what do you mean? My board or
What's your
my hair?
board? What do you ride in the street?
Oh, Brian, you're gonna love this. Tell him about
Should I go
the.
get it?
Go get it, Raj. Go get it. I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil it.
I love it.
No, but this is so interesting because some of the stuff we talk about on the show, Brian, like materializes, and like the fans, our members, our 9-clubbers, they make shit and they send it to us just because we had mentioned something on the show.
Raj is meticulous like a lot of us. We all like our own things and our setups.
Totally, but he had this wild idea, and it came to fruition.
My friend Dan down here, Dan like hand does his own boards and like
Really?
sands. Oh yeah, he sands the rails. Yeah.
Wait a minute. He just
Raj
came to 3 boards, Raj.
Multiple boards.
I just was talking about the one board.
Oh, Roger's just gonna.
Oh, now
plug.
he's moving the.
Yeah.
He's sorry. He just bumped into you, Brian. You didn't even apologize.
Oh,
Exactly.
go.
Yeah. Don't touch him, Raj. Jeez.
Social distance, right?
Yeah.
All right. So show him the one that materialized, Raj. That you talked about on the show. I just kind of set it up for him.
Board 1. It's the Javante Turner girl board.
Whoa.
Magnesium reels.
That's the one.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That thing looks great.
So someone made me magnesium reels. Guy, they do plus skateboards. Oh, plus skateboarding, whatever, from Lake Tahoe.
What on earth?
Yeah.
Had a wild idea, and they work. It's like grinding curbs while you slide. It's pretty sick.
Does it
That's
take
so
a while to
cool.
break in?
It takes a minute to get used to, for sure.
Is it good?
Once you get going, yeah. And once they start, they start forming grooves, kind of like trucks, and it just starts going. It's pretty sick.
Have you ever seen such a thing?
And your board is
Never.
dumb stiff.
I never seen such a thing.
Never.
Chris.
Never seen such a thing.
Is it heavy?
No. We actually weighed them. They're only like 0.03 like grams more than a normal set of rails.
The thing about it, Brian, is he skates magnesium tensors, and he loves them. He loves them. And so on the show, he was like, man, I want to get magnesium rails. And all of a sudden, boom, they show up at the P.O. box. Magnesium rails.
Crazy.
Who would have thought? Okay, so board number 2.
The board number 2,
He's got a quiver.
Costume 101 reissue.
What?
It's got like a little football egg shape to it.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
It's sick.
What size is that, Raj? Do we know?
It's a little under 8.5
8.5? I don't know.
with my tensors and some Bones wheels and some
I love
Dev
that
Up
you're
rails.
tensors, dude.
Yep. And then board number 3 gets me around town is my Dot electric board.
Yeah, right. Does that thing have a remote control?
Fuck yeah, it's awesome.
Shut up. And you know how to bail on it, unlike other people in the street.
It's crazy, dude.
Dude, I trip out seeing people on the streets that don't know what they're doing with those things.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
It's wild.
Yo, if anybody, you know how to ride that thing.
The
Rob.
braking on it is dumb sensitive, though. If you hit it too hard, like, you will go flying. You gotta like really feather the brake.
Tycho.
Yeah. RC car.
And I've skated these electric boards, and I don't want to go that fast. I'm scared. You
I wish
know?
it goes faster.
Yeah, this motherfucker he wishes it goes faster.
He goes literally full.
He's calling
speed.
the company asking if there's like a code that he could put in to make it faster.
And they gave me one.
See?
It is that funny to see you go that fast, dude.
Yeah.
I love it though.
But it is. Hey, Raj has a quiver. He's got the. I
got 2 other boards.
He has
too.
2 other boards.
What do you?
That's what I've been riding lately though.
Why do you switch? Like for what reason? Because don't you skate the same thing spot every time?
Like variety.
Spice it up.
I like the magnesium reels because it's more of a challenge sometimes too.
Yeah.
Does it sound cool?
It sounds like you're grinding.
That's insane.
That's kind of cool, actually.
It's trippy.
Yeah, this is what it's like, BA, over here with Raj. You never know what he's going to bring to the beach.
Yep.
I know. It's good.
Gotta mix it up.
You don't have a rain
Good
board,
to
though.
see.
You need to get a rain board.
I kind of do. There's a Guy Mariano board over there using the rain sometimes.
Okay.
That's been here for a long time, right?
Yeah, boards are a trip. I just switched my board. I had a 775. Was riding 775s for the longest time. Just recently switched to an 825.
Damn, that's a big freaking
It's a half
jump.
upgrade.
Well, I've been
half an inch.
slapping these curbs, and I put rails on my 775, and they were literally like this far apart. You know, they were
The rails
They were,
took a
They're like
real-
5 inches apart.
and I was like, you know what? I
Space them out a bit.
gotta get a little
got
bigger
it.
board. So I switched to 825 after 20 something years.
Damn. How's it feel, Chris?
It feels good. I'm not flipping as much as I'd like to, but still, it's fun.
Can you do 360 shove-its on flat with just all wheel?
Yeah,
I see you doing that.
yeah. And I'm riding a symmetrical board, which is very interesting.
Oh.
Never tried it, never thought about trying it. Then Ashad, Neen Williams, they all skate symmetrical boards. And I was like, I have to try this.
You loving it?
I love it. Not having to think about which way you're throwing your board down. It's
Just any old way.
It's just another thing I don't have to think about.
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about trying symmetrical or changing anything up?
No. No, I
It's
like,
tough.
and I'm not laughing at it because, like, I think back in the day, I wished I had the Mike Vallely Barnyard board, which like was one of the first different shapes to have that squared off nose and whatever.
Yeah.
But it wasn't symmetrical, but
No.
I think I had some back in the day. But I very much like a big tail and I like a shorter nose because I love to do switch 360 flips off a short nose.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Yeah, because it goes quicker, and I'm not cheating. And but I like to have my
Switch tray,
big
switch
tail
tray.
for backup because, like, if you're gonna do a blunt slide, I want some meat on my tail.
Right.
Ah, okay.
Or a back
It's
tail.
I almost like a square tail with some meat on it, and then a regular tongue depressor nose.
So, I guess, do you kind of ride your board backwards then, in a way?
No, if I'm doing switch 360 flip, I do it off my nose.
But you said you like,
The nose is smaller.
Yeah.
And then I didn't do that on purpose. It's just over the years. It's just how
Yeah,
I
you do it one
figured
ear
it out.
ollie, then switch tray.
Right, right.
yeah, I
Yeah.
usually do, but like usually the nose is the bigger. Usually the nose is longer, isn't it?
Usually, yeah. It's usually
Yeah.
like a quarter
You know
inch.
what? That's a cool observation, Kelly, because I think you're right.
Because I used to skate my board
Sometimes
backwards.
the nose the last like 15 years that the nose can be bigger than the tail.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to skate my board backwards for
Yeah.
literally.
Kevin Bradley, he rides the nose.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, KB rides. And you know what my friend said? He's like, that comes from probably getting used boards down in Hawaii at the skate park. Like, you know, when you got boards kicked down to you, you're like, whatever's bigger, that's my tail.
That's
Oh
it.
yeah, totally.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So Kev just like stayed doing that.
Wow.
So Kev rides his nose. Like when the board is brand new, the nose is his tail.
Huh.
And those FA boards are steep, man. Those,
I know.
yeah,
They're all
Oh my
shovel
God.
shaped.
yeah. You get some, dude. He's so good, man.
Oh, my
I
God.
dig those. I dig shovel noses, man. Oh, there we go. Dig them. Dig shovel. I didn't mean to say that. No, but I love those things.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Give me a shovel nose.
Matt Rodriguez was ahead of his time because he was
Yeah.
doing shovel nose before anyone.
Damn, Matt Rodriguez, man.
One of the best.
That dude, incredible. Wow.
Definitely.
What was that part? It was a stereo part he had? I don't know.
Visual sound?
Yeah, I think it was that. I saw that way later, but I tripped out like seeing how good he was way back then. He was so good.
Riding the loosest trucks too.
And he's always had his trucks as loose as someone like Day One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, his truck's forever like a wrist, just like I can't even like
rattling.
How do you ride your trucks?
Level. This is fun to talk about. I tell you, because I'm 6'4", basically 185 in American terms. I'm 16 stone.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't even know how to say it in stone. No, that's probably a lot.
Seriously.
For my height and my weight, I keep my trucks fairly moderate because, and like much respect to Indy, and I was cool with those bushings, and now like Ace trucks turn like not squirrely, but they turn like really, really well. Indies do too. They did too. But I've been riding the Aces with the bushings that come in them. But over time, regardless of what truck I use, I keep mine a little bit on the tighter side because I got to a point where I would want to skate down like a 10 or 12 stair. You know, I don't so much now, but if me, big dude, like if I'm doing that stuff, I couldn't have squirrely trucks because I would land and get wheel bite and not land my trick.
Sure.
But I never ever wanted like super, super tight trucks. Like I loved a carb. And because of my weight and my height, I can manipulate my bushings and always get a carve out of like my trucks if I have them the way I want them. So yeah, I ride them like, it's funny. People step on my board and they're like, dude, you have tight trucks. I'm like, no, well, it's my guitar. You're not me. Like,
yeah. No, it makes sense. Yeah.
So I know how to play my strings. You know?
Sure.
Meanwhile, they're like 140 pounds.
I know, right?
And you got size
my
14.
board might feel tight to some people, but
13.8.
when I get on that thing, I could move that thing around pretty darn good.
Well, what shoes do you tend to skate right now? Like, is there like a certain model?
For a long time, I skate the Stefan Janowski black suede just because I like to look down at something basic. Although it is fun to ride something different. I will ride Blazers. I actually tried the Shane O'Neill shoe, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I mostly ride Stefan's or the Blazer. But I have been getting back into dunks, which has been great because I'm skating so much again. My heels are starting to hurt. Even though I stretch, like I take a lot of Epsom salt baths, and you know, all these jokes aside, like my new diet is like I drink a ton of water and eat a bunch of vegetables. But I've been skating dunks because they're a little better for impact. But if I'm going out on a day where I know I'm going to skate a bowl, I can just chuck Stefan's on with no socks, and I'll be fine. You know. But like. Again, after this heat wave in the fall, when Freddie and I start like trying to get back on some rails and stuff, because it's just too brutal to be out in these parking lots and schoolyards. I'm stoked on dunks again, you know, because there's just like a little bit more oomph behind your heel and around your heel. But yeah, for bowls, I love Stefan's, always Stefan's and Blazers.
Dope.
But yeah, I'm about to start like going down some rails, so I'm gonna have to wrap my feet up in some dunks.
Yes, that's awesome.
Thank the stars for those things. They work. They go.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what? I haven't even checked out. Like, doesn't iShot have a shoe or something? Like, I have no idea, man. I don't look at websites and stuff.
What was the last shoe? The last one he had was a Blazer.
Or was it a dunk with his name on it?
No,
he had a remastered dunk almost like a while back.
A while ago.
Yeah. He had the half and half Bruin, whatever it was.
He had the Bruin.
Yeah.
I don't think
Half
he has
mesh.
one right now.
Yeah.
I think he was saying he just skates the dunks right now as well. That's what his go-to.
Big world out there.
Yeah. Do you get to go online and just pick out what you want on the Nike website? Is that how it works?
I guess I could, but I'm not an online person, so I just.
Well, what's your code?
Give it to Chris.
Hold on, let me.
Yeah, what's your code?
Don't
Type in
airdrop.
BA at checkout.
Yeah.
You're gonna airdrop my brain into your phone right now.
Oh, I got it. Let me hit accept.
Nah, man. I used to hit up Scuba, but now Ryan Flynn is in the team manager position, and Ryan and I have been friends for a long time. So yeah, I'll just send him an email, and I just am like, I want some Stephans or some Blazers, please. And then they'll throw something new. I wish I had it near me, not to plug it, but like there's some other model that's pretty decent. It's kind of like a Dunk, but what are you gonna do? At least I'm riding the brand that I like, and I don't know every single name. It's hard to keep track of everything.
Yeah, there's a newer one. I've seen P-Rod skating in a bunch. It looks like an Air Max almost.
Yeah, let me look for it real quick.
Dude, it's CTS one.
CTS. It just looks really, really comfortable. Like a dope Nike shoe.
Yeah, it's a GTS Return.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Okay, I got
It's
you.
good, dude.
Yeah,
it looks
This one's good. Like I have one that's like beat to heck. This is a brand new one, but another Freddie story. I had one that was like, it looked like some red, white sort of lynx or something. And like, I took it to a ditch spot. Next thing you know, we're like shoveling turtles and snakes out of a ditch. And they got trashed. So now they're like my shite shoes.
Yeah, those actually
lawn shoes.
Yeah, those actually look really good.
They do.
Clean, basic.
They are good.
Yeah,
like you can really board in the the forefoot.
Let's see the toe. Is it a pointy toe? Is it a?
Yeah,
I want to. Like I'm looking down at my board right here.
That yeah.
Oh yeah.
Looking down.
That's pretty good. I think I'd be happy with that looking down.
Dude, and when I opened the box, I'm like, this narrow thing is never going to fit my foot. But as I told you, I'm a 14.
Yeah.
I'm so used to putting my hoofs into a 13.
Wait, so you've been wearing size 13 this whole time?
Forever, yeah.
You must have like hammer toe, just fucking all.
Yeah, but
curled up.
You switch
It
now.
hurts. I get headaches, dude. But once my hoof, once my foot like blows it out, like I'll go do laundry in that shoe and like wear it around the house and then skate flat for like an hour. Then my foot expands it and it fits literally like a glove. It's like a baseball glove. It should wrap around your foot.
So how does it feel now skating a 14? You feel better, or is it a little more?
I'm scared to order a 14 because then they'll be baggy. I'll break them in; they'll be all loose.
Oh, so you're still rocking the 13s?
Yeah, man, I wear 13s.
It might feel great.
I don't know that point 8. It really could change your life.
Do they even make a 13.5?
I don't think it's really hard to get 13 and a half.
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
I figured
that would be ideal. Just like another fun secret, if I had my own clothing company, I'd make a T-shirt size called Large Extra.
Large Extra.
And that would be
Instead
what?
of extra large. It's between large and XL. A large extra.
I back that. I would love that.
Right?
I think
a large extra.
It sounds like a long tee.
Yeah, dude. There needs to be more.
Yeah, it'd be like just a little bit bigger, but it's not like a short wide. Like some XLs are what I call short wides.
Right.
And they're just like, all right, what is this box I'm wearing?
Now, see, do you have a long torso? Because I have a longer torso. So when I get shirts and they shrink, they start mid-drifting.
Again, first world problems. I think a large extra would be perfect for you, Chris.
Large extra, I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a large extra.
Rod, you're large.
Definitely large.
Kelly, he's just an XL.
I'm a large
medium.
Large medium.
Medium large.
Medium large.
Yeah. Medium extra, actually.
I'm a large.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys' family's doing okay?
So far, everybody's good.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking. And your family?
Yeah, we're all doing good. You know, my mom, she's a riot. I talked to her yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
She's 90, just chilling.
Okay.
She's like, I'm going to the grocery store for my 4th time. It's so nice to get out of the house. My siblings and I were like, Mom, don't leave.
I know.
Yeah. So, and she's awesome. You know, my mom's an only child, who had 14 children, obviously. And so just do that weird math.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, thanks for checking in, all of us. But Mom's good, and my siblings are doing their best. You know, everybody, of course, went into a bit of panic, and
in all seriousness, some people are thinking about their mortgage and
Right.
I don't mean to shift gears back down to bummer, but because we got to laugh a little bit, but yeah, that's the reality. But you know what I can say, everybody's healthy, nobody's sick.
Yeah.
And all my nieces and nephews are doing good. So, everybody's hanging in there pretty darn decent.
Amazing.
So, what more can you ask for?
Exactly.
We're just like supporting each other. We do a Zoom once a week, almost every week.
Oh, that's good.
And then the kids and spouses jump in the frame and
right. Wait, where are you in the 14 kids? Are you where?
I'm number 14.
Oh my gosh.
You're number 14?
Yeah, I'm the last one.
That's amazing. God, did you get to do whatever you wanted? I mean, were you just
Not really.
Really?
Not really.
Usually the baby is like just kind of okay, just
everybody goes, "Oh, you're the baby." I'm like, "Nah, man, my sister's tortured me mentally, so crazy." Yeah, because I only had 2 brothers, 11 sisters.
Oh wow!
Oh, they went off, man.
What's the age span? What are we looking at? Like,
okay, so let's see. If mom's 90, my oldest sister Zoe. We haven't spoken in a while, but I know she's okay. She lives in France. She is, if mom's 90, Zoe is 69, almost 70.
Wow.
And I'm 44. So my next oldest sister is 4 years older than me. She's 48.
Okay.
And then it's like every year and a half or, year going onward, up and up and up.
Wow.
Yeah.
That from the youngest to the oldest, that's a pretty big,
it's a huge gap. Yeah.
That's a huge gap.
Yeah, it was wild growing up in the 1980s, and my parents being unusually older, dropped me in high school. I'd be like, "Oh God!"
Did your parents have like a 15 pass?
He'd be like, "What's up with your grandparents?" I'm like, "That's my mom."
Your grandparents.
Luckily, I can say, "Oh, my mom and dad are so sweet."
Yeah.
Did your parents have like a 15 passenger van growing up?
Oh no, we had before I was young enough to remember, I guess we had a station wagon with that big back door that opens real wide and the kids sit facing the people behind.
Yeah.
The Griswold Oldsmobile.
Like, because all my other sisters were older and in college and high school, they had their own cars.
Yep.
So hey, you know what I want to say to you guys and to the world?
Yeah.
I'm really thankful for my father because I want to share something really cool. I do believe this is a cool story, and it's not me saying, "Oh, I have a black friend" or something like that. No, it's different. When I was young in the 80s, my father, without saying anything to our family, when Jehovah's Witnesses would walk up our street, and we lived in a predominantly white neighborhood, but we also had Navy housing around us. So I had a really great, diverse group of friends. I had friends that were Filipino, people of color, all right behind our neighborhood. It was wonderful. But I remember at a young age, my father, when these few folks that were Jehovah's Witnesses, it was typically a man of color and 2 women of color, and sometimes it was just a man and a woman, and they would come knock on the door, and a lot of people wouldn't answer the door. And my father, even though he was Roman Catholic, would answer the door, and he would say, "Oh, sure, come in, sit at our coffee table. Do you need water?" And he would let them tell my dad where they were coming from with their religion, being Jehovah's Witness. And I just want to say, to me at a young age, because I know that racism is taught to you, without my father telling me, I think that's just such a beautiful thing that he would let these strangers come into our house and they felt protected because he wanted to listen to their word. And then he would let them speak for 20 or 30 minutes. And he would go, "Well, I will take your pamphlets. I will take your information. And I wish you a good day." And they would just look at my dad and like shake his hand and smile and go, "Thank you, sir." And he would go, "Thank you for, believing in your religion, and, for knocking on our door. And I hope that the rest of your day goes great." And, I guess I just wanted to share a message that, racism is taught. And my dad didn't teach me to not be racist. He showed it to me.
Right.
And showed it to our family by letting these people come into our house, even though he didn't agree with their organized religion. Man, we need to do that, man. We need to listen to people.
Yeah. I agree.
Give people time of day, man.
Absolutely.
So I don't know. I just wanted to share that little tidbit. I really appreciate that my father did that. He's so rad.
Yeah,
cool guy.
That is amazing, actually. And you're right. We got to listen. Sometimes we just don't. We don't have time.
We're too busy. Yeah.
Too busy. But we're not. Love to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we can go back into Jessup and Bob.
What else we got, Brian? What else do we got? You want to talk about anything in particular?
Anything in the background you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is from my great friend and old roommate, Joe Roberts.
Oh, sick.
When I left San Francisco, that was one of those things we almost just brought to the dump or something. And now Joe is still my awesome friend and compadre or buddy. And I'm glad I have that because, Joe has been making such wonderful art and he's been able to make a career out of it, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's that. And then we have, hold on, let me do this. Dylan photo by Paul Gar.
Amazing.
Yeah, Dylan always with us. And, I got Viola Davis up here because she's a wonderful woman.
Okay, yep.
Beautiful, beautiful woman. And then I thought, oh God, why can't my boyfriend skate? I just threw that in there.
Do you save a lot of stuff, or do you are you a sentimental guy? Do you all your old boards and stuff like that? Do you hold on?
I don't save I have a stack of my old boards right now because I'm waiting to bring them to a skate park.
Oh.
Some of them are broken, yeah. But they're usable. I save a ton of stuff. Really almost borderline hoarder, but not too crazy. You know what it is? I save papers and Polaroid stuff that's thin and fits in my books.
Okay. So even the boards that would come out with your maybe some of your graphics that you did, you wouldn't hold on to those, or you do?
Yes, I have a lot of those.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in the garage.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, I always keep sketchbooks. So this is one currently.
Your iPad.
As you can see, it's my iPad.
Sci-fi fantasy.
Yeah. And UPS, a big part of our lives.
Yep.
And then I save all tea fortunes.
Oh, tea fortunes.
This is from a meeting at the MoMA with LGBTQ plus youth. So I had to wear a name tag that said my pronouns.
Okay.
So, and then I love Spain, so I wrote España.
Perfect.
I have a funny one in here. This is a good one. I made my own NJ.
Sick.
I just did this while Fred was filming a line one day. I just drew on a brown paper bag.
Amazing.
Main Street vibes.
Amazing.
What else should I have?
What is that? Notorious B.I.G. honey jalapeno chips.
Chips? What the hell?
Rap snacks.
Wrap snacks.
Oh my God.
After I ate this bag, I was like, kind of got to save that.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
I know, me too. I was like, dude.
How are the chips?
Delicious.
Okay.
Very good.
I love that's the best names for raps.
This is a funny one. This never happened, and I'm sure Julian wouldn't be against it, but so it says into homo.
Into homo.
And the eagle has a cock a penis and testicles.
Where?
Right there.
Oh,
That's amazing.
I see. Okay. Yeah, that took me a second.
Yeah, but I save so many things.
How many of those books do you think you have?
I think I have about 30 good ones.
Oh, okay. Not as many as I thought. You'd maybe more, but
yeah. I mean, I was just trying to be. You know, I never say like, "Dude, the fish was this big." Like, like realistically, I mean, just like when I think about airplane flights, I'm like, how many damn planes have I been on? Like,
right.
Over 1,000. Like we think in the thousands, but
sure.
No. So like solid sketchbooks, realistically, yeah, I probably have like 30 or 35.
Okay.
And on that note, which is I think part of the subject you want to be talking about, with everything that's going on in life, not about COVID, but I've been writing my dreams down a lot, and I've been re-stoked this spring on writing my book. Yeah. So I took a pause and to just do so many things. And now when I can't sleep, luckily, because it's not from going out to the bar or anything, I'm just, you know, sometimes I can't sleep because my mind just goes and goes and goes. I'll sleep for 4 hours and I wake up and I just go. And I've been writing a ton about my childhood and getting it back together again.
Nice.
So I feel pretty prepared for maybe having a meeting with the book publishing agency. I have to recontact them. Obviously, New York City, everything's on pause. But that's why it's been a good time to write, you know, because with the world on pause, you can still sit down with a pencil and paper and
absolutely
record everything.
Yep.
And would this be a book? Because, you know, they have like ghost writers and this and that. Like, would you write down your whole thoughts and everything and then have somebody else kind of compile it and put it into kind of a book format? Or are you doing that yourself? I don't know how this works.
That's a great question. Yeah. A while ago, I had this guy who became my friend, who is going to be my ghost writer.
Okay.
And he was just very busy, and I was continuing to skate. So, you know, I wasn't totally up to the schedule of writing with him. But my new take on it is for me to just keep writing. And eventually talk to the publishing agency. And yes, there's going to be a ghostwriter, but I don't think that person will be actually writing as much as I previously had thought or planned on. And I think that I'm realizing that I'm capable of writing most of it myself, but you're going to have someone who's going to help navigate it and put things into place.
Exactly.
So I think it's like, basically I'm writing different chapters and categorizing the chapters on my own in chunks. And then if I get an idea in the middle of the night and I go, oh my gosh, chapter so-and-so, then I'll go back and bust out paper and write a bunch of pages about that particular chapter. And then eventually we'll sit down and we'll start molding it and crafting it together.
Right.
And I'm not a big reader, I gotta say. But I think writing is kind of another thing, like art, from my father, my grandfather. My mother is a wonderful writer. My brother, Peter, who passed away last year, he's an incredible writer. And I never fancied myself as a writer, you know, like it's never like a title I put on myself. But the more you do it, the more, you know, obviously comes out of you.
Sure.
And then I sit and I don't even have to use my phone per se, but you know, you look at a thesaurus or it's great to like get a dictionary out and then like surround yourself with books and just start saying to yourself like, geez, I want to write.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's definitely a muscle that you have to train.
I ramble there, but like that's kind of the process, you know, that's been going on.
You know what's big right now too, and would be amazing, you know, these books on tape, the audibles and stuff. Yeah. So for you to go in and read your book, for somebody to download it and listen to you read it would be amazing.
Yeah, you see my hesitation there. That's because right now I agree with you. But right now the focus is actually writing it, which is going to take thousands of hours.
Oh, for sure.
So like in between skateboarding and like, this is what I'm thinking. Skateboard all until it's like November and super cold and we can't really skate every day anymore.
Yeah.
And then this winter, I'm just going to write, paint, you know, and then like we'll put out the footage that we did all summer and spring. And then if you live on the East Coast, it's not sunny every day and it's cold, and then you go dormant, right? And that's when you write and make art, you know. So right now it's like skateboard time, you know, like we're just like like go and like I just sort of take notes, if you will, you know. And then which I love the seasons, you know, Raj, you know, we know this, like but I'm not looking forward to November because next thing you know, it's winter. But I'm going to live in the moment. But like, yeah, I think
come November, you're like, I'm going to Miami.
October, November, it's like the skating's going to slow down a little, and then it's going to be, we're going to start really. I say we as in because the story is about my family too. It's not just about my ego. Nothing ever. It's not. It's like I really want to write about my mother. And my father, because they're wonderful people, and I think, you know, everything they did raising a family, it no longer happens. And so regardless if there's a vaccine for COVID-19 coronavirus, I think a lot of people are slowing down and reading again.
Sure.
So regardless of how we come out of this, to share a story that talks about people helping each other is it's great, man.
Oh yeah. No, totally.
Yeah. So that's just where I'm at with all that.
I just think hearing you read your own book, you know, you don't have to, after the book comes out. No. I'm just saying, I think that would be amazing.
Oh, well, yeah. We could go all into that, Chris.
See, it's got a voice for it. I could listen to that all day.
So, you should hear me when I wake up. When I wake up, dude, when I get excited, it's like, oh my God, you guys, holy shit, grip tape. Catch me in the morning, it's like, all right, so Dodge Van.
Grip tape.
Yeah.
It's got grip throat.
That's incredible, though. I couldn't even imagine writing a book. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I fully trip out on that all. I see people.
Oh my
writing,
God.
I'm like, how would you do that,
dude? You know, and you know what's interesting is I don't feel a crazy like spotlight about writing a book, because it's not like this is going to be my book and it's all like, that's the cool thing. I mean, luckily from my family members, I'm really relaxed about it. And also over the years, I've gone to therapists. I almost didn't graduate from high school, but I talked to my guidance counselor. Like I've been communicating with people about my feelings. So to pour them out on paper, it doesn't freak me out.
It's not that difficult.
You know? Because there are also stories that are warnings to people and you know, LGBTQ youth to give them something to work with too. Right. You know, to make sure that they stay safe. Straight up.
Right.
So to write about these experiences, you know, I think they're great sort of safety measures, you know, to tell people. And it's not because I did everything right. It's not that I'm perfect, but you give people pitfalls and experiences, right. And those are helpful things, you know. And if we can share things that are helpful to other people, well, why not?
Absolutely.
You know? And when you were talking about writing, Chris, you were like, oh my gosh, my hand to finger. What I want to ask all three of you, do you guys, first of all, remember your dreams? And do any of you have like a notepad next to your bed or a scrap piece of paper? Do any of you guys write stuff down on a regular basis at all?
I did for a while.
I don't.
Yeah.
And dude, well, the reason I ask, because like my dreams are insane and super vivid often. and it's so annoying in the morning. I'm like half dead. I'm like
trying to write it down.
You know, I'm like barely awake rather. And I'm like, ugh, my hand just doesn't work. But the dreams are so vivid. I'm like, holy crap, I gotta freaking document these things, you know?
Yeah, I don't remember my dreams. That's a problem. Yeah, I don't.
None of them.
No, unless I wake up, maybe
you're living your dream.
Maybe in the very early morning when I'm having a dream, and I can, oh, that was great, and then I go back to sleep, and I wake up, I can't remember what that was.
Yeah.
But I heard there are triggers where you could, like, you know, put a glass of water next to your bed. You drink half the glass, and then when you wake up, you drink the rest of it to kind of trigger like some type of memory. Yeah, I've heard little things like that, you know. And also, I think writing them down could help you remember more. You know,
I've had weird dreams where like I have crazy dreams, and then I'll wake up, and then I'll go back to sleep, and I'll continue that dream. Yeah. And that blows my mind.
That's hard.
Yeah,
that's hard.
I do that kind of quite often, weirdly enough.
Because sometimes you really want to finish that dream. You want to see what happens.
Well, I'm like, how the hell am I thinking of this crap? Like,
sometimes I'll just close my eyes and I'll just see something, and I'll be like, all right, what does that mean? Like the other night, I closed my eyes, going to sleep, and I saw an elephant.
I just have I don't write my stuff down. I wish I did, because I would laugh really hard the next day, or like even like in the next week. That'd be hilarious.
How has it been, like, writing them down? And do you go back and look at, like, you know, past dreams that you've had and remember them?
How were your dreams on COVID?
Oh, well, I mean, when I think, like, you know, again, 98% sure that I was sick with that. I actually didn't have dreams, but I could at any given time push my eyes during the daytime, and I would hallucinate and see all these things.
Huh. But you documented that. You actually recorded it.
I recorded what I saw. I could close my eyes like during the daytime, totally sober, just drinking tea, and in the daylight I wouldn't hallucinate around my house, but if I closed my eyes, there'd be a whole show.
And that's scary though, because
but you know what? It's really interesting because actually I saw Chris Cuomo, or no, I saw Andrew Cuomo speaking, and rather it was Chris, and he was like quarantined, and he goes, yeah, I've been having these vivid dreams of me and my brother and all this stuff, and when I saw that, again, I'm not into like fear mongering news per se, but and you know, everybody has their opinions about Chris and Andrew Cuomo, but like, these are the folks that were speaking to us during this time. And it was terrible and bizarre and horrific. And at one point, you know, Chris was quarantined, and he got on the television, and he's like, yeah, I had this crazy dream with my brother. I was hallucinating. He's like, because he was positive, right? He tested positive, so he didn't go around any of his CNN coworkers, and he was quarantined. And when I heard that, I was like, whoa, dude, like, okay, you know, again, I'm not the only one.
Right.
But yeah, he just mentioned something, you know, to the effect of like having this crazy vision, and his dreams were extra vivid, extra bizarre.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I wasn't remembering my dreams to answer your question per se, but yeah. Besides the nighttime hallucinations, in the daytime, yeah, I could close my eyes and I would just see a full-on movie.
Wow.
Like, it would jump from like genre to genre to genre. And again, the weirdest thing is not having a fever.
Yeah.
That's the mysterious thing about this whole virus.
That is strange.
I had no freaking fever. And then also, the other thing, when people are like, they lose their sense of smell or taste, I could taste food. I was just full on hallucinating.
Wow. What about when you're dreaming normally? Have you lucid dreamed? Have you controlled your dreams?
I cannot control my dreams.
Okay.
That's a great question. Although I have flown in my dreams a few times, and I have woken up and been able to, like, after you get up and go pee and go back to bed, you're like, please, 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 can I go back? That one was so awesome. Like, come on.
Right.
Yeah, it's happened a few times.
Yeah.
But you know, I think a lot of us could agree that if you are someone who remembers your dreams, oftentimes it's at like the early hours. Like, I don't think you remember a lot of them usually in the middle of the night.
Right.
But if you do and you wake up, that's when I write them down because they're super
okay.
weird. And then you go back into a whatever you want to call it, an REM state,
Sure.
you know, and then you like big dream, and then but yeah, I just hammer them out in the morning, and so does Andrew. It's so funny.
Do you read his dreams and he reads your dreams?
Yeah, it's really funny when we wake up.
Yeah.
Yo, like check this out. Like reality TV shows are dusted, right?
Dream
cares,
TV.
you know what I mean? Yeah, but I always joke to him. I'm like, me and you could have a reality show just off our dreams, because every morning he's like, "Oh my god, babe, holy shit!" Like, he's like, "My dreams are crazy," and I'm like, "All right, cool. Hold on, let me write mine down." I'm like, just hold that thought, and then I sit in the chair and I'm like, "All right, go." And like mine are like churning in my head, halfway written down. He's like, "All right, so I'm on a bus. I was picking pedestrians up." Like his dreams are
Shit. He was a bus driver.
oh, they're insane. And I'm like, how do you dream like this hard every night? Like if you filmed us every morning over coffee talking about our dreams, I tell you,
I'd watch it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Set up a camera, please.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
This is a new Brian Anderson podcast right here.
Oh, I'm telling you,
dude,
it's crazy.
Dreams the BA.
And like when I'm in New Jersey and he's in New York, he's like, "Hey babe, slept well." Like purple heart emoji. You know, he sends me all these like little symbols. He's like, "My dreams were nuts." And I'm like, "All right, give me 20 minutes. I'll call you. Hold on to him." He's like, "Okay." Then he goes in. He's like, "We're out of Barnes and Noble," and then it turned into the CBGBs, and then the next thing you know, we're on the West Side, and then we were in Connecticut, and your mom was there, and she was serving drinks. I'm like, "Oh my god,
wow, that's insane!"
Time travel.
Oh,
I gotta remember my dreams. This is sparking it for me.
Maybe talking about this will make your dreams, change."
What do you got right there? You writing something down?
Oh no, I have my actual notebook.
Oh, that's your okay. Oh, is that your dream notebook?
No. This is a new one.
Okay, I was hoping we could get a reading of a dream.
Oh, I can get a dream. Hold on.
Yeah, I would love that.
What is super trippy?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I have a funny one. Okay, look at this. This one's good.
I want to hear it just how you wrote it down. Like I don't want
Word for word.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just gonna show you. Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
damn.
Gosh.
That's your book. You're not.
You got great penmanship, by the way.
Yeah, you got great writing.
Oh, and then there's more.
Looks detailed.
Okay, that's not all one dream, is it?
No.
Okay.
Okay. So, are you ready?
Clear the pipes. Yeah.
So this is May 8th.
May 8th. Okay.
I dreamt I was invited by Paul and someone else, like Alex Olson, to show up at some public park. I started skating around. I wallied off this big tree and did a big floater method air. Bill Strobeck was watching. I was skating super good, and I realized after other pros showed up that it was an experimental contest that Supreme was holding to study everyone's behavior. No one was told that others would be there. Everyone's natural ego made them feel compelled to skate. Like an intellectual pride was driving them to skate the best they could. I remember encouraging Rick Howard to do a crooked grind on a rail or a ledge to fakie. Later on, we were all in a Wegmans, which is a grocery store here in New Jersey.
Okay.
And it was as if we had to ship and get things on a list while, quote, Supreme James watched us all like we were skater lab rats. And I have nothing against James, and I don't think that's how he functions, but it's just
This is your dream.
I think we're all like conscious of like who's studying us, or like in like pop art and like street culture and all this shit.
Uh-huh.
So Polgar was pissed that we had sort of gotten tricked into this. He was throwing piles of folding chairs. I calmed him down and said, "Hey man, let's just bang out our lists and we'll kill it, and then we can leave." Then the dream ended. But also, I wasn't invited, but later at Wegmans, I learned the people I was listed with to skate in my, quote, open heat run were two female belly dancers.
Okay.
I was confused and slightly angry because I thought I was skating so good. I wanted to shine for that. I couldn't find the belly dancers and sort of gave up on them. That's when I saw Paul and tried to calm him down. Shoulder shrug, weird. Dude, I think like so much what's going on in my reality is like, I don't want people to categorize me into some LGBTQ thing all the time now. Mm-hmm. So like when the people in my heat were like naked belly dancers, I was like, yo, why am I not skating with like fucking Johns or something? I'm like, why are you like putting me in this? I don't know.
Belly
So gnarly.
That's a detailed description.
Yeah.
I thought it would just be kind of fragmented.
Little notes.
Yeah, little notes.
I'd hammer them out.
Oh, that's interesting.
I love that. That was awesome.
It would be interesting to have a contest like that.
Oh yeah, it was an open air. Dude, I wallied off this tree. I did a huge method. And I was like, I've never done a wally method.
You know,
and then of course me being like the mom, because in life I'm just like mom.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh, Rick needs a trick.
Right.
Like, Rick, ignore everyone. I'm like, there's a spot for you. Crook this to fakey.
I love that trick selection too. Crook to fakey.
Yeah, of course. It's a total Rick trick.
Hell yeah, dude.
I don't think I've ever dreamed about skateboarding. I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think I have.
Dude, I've totally
None that I could remember.
I've learned tricks in my dream for sure.
Never have.
I remember learning back in the day when the nollie back 180, the nose grind. You know, like JB did a long time ago. It's like everyone can do it now. All the younger kids, it's like a back 180 nose grind, but nolling into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember learning that on a ledge in my dream, and then I went the next day and just visualized it like I did in the dream, and I learned it.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was like, the coolest
that could happen.
thing.
You learned it? Really?
Yeah. There was a ledge.
That's so rad.
Yeah, it was super. I mean, I remember doing it in the dream, like being like grinding it, but I didn't do it like that in real life. But yeah, you slowly got to get it. But it was cool to like think about. It made me think about a new trick to learn. You know, it's not like I wanted to do that trick initially. I just thought I learned tricks because of that.
I'm going to get a dream. I like this. I really do. Because I think dreams are really interesting. And like Raj says, I think there's some meanings behind these dreams, you know, a lot of the time.
So you have dreams, you just don't remember them?
Everybody dreams, you know, a bunch of dreams every night. But you can only really remember like one or two, supposedly.
And a lot of people just don't remember them.
Yeah. Like me.
Like very often, you know, and then sometimes like it sounds like you, Chris, like once in a while one will stick for a brief period. And you know, obviously that doesn't mean anything between the differences in our dream patterns, but yeah, some people just remember them like crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm on and off. Andrew, it's like every freaking morning he's like, holy shit. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, I didn't even remember mine last night, but let me clear my brain. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But you know, not to overly joke about it, but yeah, some people just, I have a lot of friends we ask, you know, and some people just don't remember.
Yeah.
You ever had dreams that just come true?
That's a great question, Raj. I don't know if I've had something that came true per se. Have you guys?
I have, yeah.
Have you had does that mean you had a consistent dream come true? Like something you've dreamt over and over and over that finally...
Mine was so fucking crazy. Like I had this recurring dream for about a year. And it was just like, it always started off the same. Just like, you know, the countdowns to like old movies where it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like it always started with that. Like the countdown from, you know, 10 to fucking 1, wherever. And while it's going on, I just kept hearing, take a deep breath, take a deep breath, take a deep breath, take a deep breath, take a deep breath. And
oh, dude.
And then in my dream, whatever, I open my eyes and there's someone above me just being like, you're doing great. You're doing okay, man. You're doing great. And I look over, like a nurse pops over, but she's got a mustache. And she's like, you're doing just fine. Don't worry. You're doing okay. And like, I'm kind of freaking out. And then the doctor pops his head in. He's like wearing like a nurse's hat. And then he's like, we're almost done. Don't worry. We're almost done. And then my dad pops in. And he's like, you're okay, buddy. Just keep doing what you're doing. Whatever. Like, I'm just like freaking out. And it just keeps saying, take a deep breath, take a deep breath, take a deep breath. So I had this dream probably 5 or 6 times in like 1 year. And then one day I was out snowboarding at a golf course with my friends. I went off we had like a little kicker, and my mom was coming to pick me up to like go to work because my parents used to own a video store. And my mom pulls up, whatever. I'm like, one more, like gonna hit the jump one more time, whatever. Go off the jump, fly forward, and like I land on my wrist and I break my wrist. End up in the hospital, put me on a gas, just start gassing me, whatever. Take a deep breath. Whole dream kicks in. Everyone that was in that dream for like the past year was in that room. I fucking woke up. I was freaking out the entire time because I already knew everyone there. You know what I mean? And like the reason why I was freaking out during my anesthesia while they're like resetting my wrist or whatever is because like I've already lived this. And I was fucking just losing my shit. And when I finally came to, I started telling them, and they're like, oh, that's just the gas. I'm like, no, you have no fucking idea. I've been dreaming about this for a year. I was like losing my mind.
Was the girl with the mustache there?
The girl, I didn't have a mustache, but the doctor had a mustache.
Oh, you got
him. Things were switched.
Dude, what?
That's
Yo, that's like
it was
a crazy premonition.
Crazy.
It's like what do you call it? Deja vu?
It's
Is that
kind of, yeah.
Yes,
Premonition, dude.
Yeah.
Premonition.
Yeah. But a whole year of like having this strange dream, and I'm always like, what does this fucking mean? And then finally I break my wrist and end up in a hospital, and everyone that was in that dream was in the room.
That's wild.
Trip
Yeah.
out,
And I was like fucking spazzing out like crazy because like I've already gone through this.
Yeah, what? Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I've never heard of that actually. Like I've definitely felt deja vu.
Yeah.
But never like multiple
I've
dreams
had
of
dreams
that.
about other people where like they like I've talked about this before, I think. There was this girl that used to work at audio, whatever, that I completely was in love with or whatever. And I was having dreams about her, and I told her the dream, like, hey, I had a dream that you were crying in a silver car or whatever. And she's like, you need to just stop telling me your dreams, whatever. You're freaking me out. Yeah. And apparently it happened.
Yeah, you got to be careful telling people about your dreams.
Oh, I know. Seriously.
It's always a weird,
it's
a weird like conversation starter. Like, dude, had
a dream about you.
Had a weird dream
last
last night. You were crying in a car.
No, that's what I'm saying. Dreams are a trip. And that's why I would love to be able to lucid dream. Mm-hmm. To control your dream and know you're dreaming would be, I think, so fantastic.
Put a stop to something that was happening.
Just something. Yeah. Oh, I want to fly right now. Oh, I want to do this. You could do anything. One of these days, first I have to remember the dream. Then I need to start on this, this path slowly.
I think I have a cool skateboard topic.
Let's hear it.
All right. So Paul Gar and I got excited. We were like, I was talking to Stefan on the phone, and he's like, oh, dude, I've been seeing you and Freddie and Paul Gar skating. He's like, I want to come to the East Coast. I want to skate with you guys, and he's been hanging out with his wife, Jessica, and they're awesome. We're such good friends. And then I was talking to Bobby Warris and also Leo Baker. And so we're like, and Donovan Piscopo, we were talking, Paulie was talking to him. So we're like, we're like, holy crap, we're a rad squad, like to get it together. And, but we realized like people can't fly from Los Angeles full on.
Right.
We all got excited to skate with one another, but we're like, how are we going to do this and be safe, So Stefan may climb on the airplane if he's allowed to. Ooh. And Bobby Warris is down in the DC area. He wants to come up. Mm-hmm. And Leo Baker, they're up in the upstate New York area. So we're all trying to connect during all this madness,
right?
Unfortunate times, and keep riding our boards. So I don't know, if things work out, we might have a bunch of good friends riding our boards in the tri-state area with our masks on, And so, I'm just hoping that happens. And again, when the heat wave dies down, that's when I think everybody should come out and we kind of have to wait because of the heat wave and also what's going on politically, not only in the literal climate, but in the climate of our weather. but it's exciting, you know.
That's a great crew.
That's a fantastic crew.
Wow.
Donovan really wants to get out here. So, you know, maybe you have to drive a car and like wrap your face up and not breathe around people at gas stations along the way.
Sure.
But who knows what the hell is going to happen in our Mad Max world we're living in, you know?
Could you guys please film a video? That would be, I would love to see all the footage of that, because that would be.
Oh my God. Donovan, Stefan, Freddie, Leo.
Oh my God.
Bobby.
Wow.
Yourself.
Myself,
Yep.
Paulie, all the crew, you know. Again, I'm very sympathetic to everyone in what's going on, but to be able to ride our skateboards, you know, here's something that I often think of. Can you imagine being like in basketball or in wrestling or something you did all through your grade school, junior high school, and high school, and, you know, then go on to college and formative years? I mean, I'm not saying skateboard changed the world or skateboarding saved my life or any of that stuff. It's not even that lame to say that, but damn, how lucky are we that we can go out in the open air at this time and ride our boards, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if we're around our crew that we know we've been around and maybe some of us got tested or like we've already been sick or whatever, we're not doing anything. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
No, it is a great thing. You know, we go and skate down there and we, you know, there's no, you know, and other people show up too, you know, and there's no high fives. There's no this or that. We keep our distance, but there's still the stoke. The stoke is still there.
Is there anything you guys, I'm not trying to get off this at all. Is there anything you guys want to touch on? I have so many notes.
How's life been after the Vice piece? Well,
before the current state of everything, it's been, thank you, Roger. Thank you for making it awesome. It's been great because, you know,
you kicked the door wide open, dude.
Yeah, I mean, not only, I mean, I got to just be myself, and it's really interesting because I listened to a wonderful piece on Fresh Air with Terry Gross about a trans woman who, when she came out to her husband, get this right, no, her wife, when she came out as trans in like her 40s, she was like, oh my God, I have to get lipstick and do my hair. And then she became her, right? So after the Vice piece, personally, I was like, I'm getting my nipples pierced. I'm buying fucking leather harnesses. I'm just gonna, I don't care anymore. Like, I don't care if anybody photographs me anymore. I just don't care. Yay. And it's funny because like that calmed down, you know, that was fun at the beginning. It was like, yeah, I don't care. Whoa. But now I'm more like muted and stuff, and I'm just chilling. But you know, before the virus was such a thing, it was really great, Roger. Like, you know, walking around New York City, and again, you know, I always preface things like it's not toot my own horn, it's stroking my ego. It's just a reality, right? People come up and go, hey, thanks for changing my life. And yo, like, that's crazy, dude. Like, I knew we were going to do something. It wasn't like this, you know, this thing that we thought about because we wanted a result. It was just like, we did it because we wanted to feel free, right? And therefore, man, oh my gosh, like it's like every 4 months it gets bigger. I just put it that way. You know, like, and then there's another story. And then like, I'm the worst at DMs, you know, like I don't even live in that world. On Instagram, I post something and I get the hell out of that K-hole. It's just,
it's a trap.
Just like,
that's what it is. Yeah.
You live in that world. It's just like, dude, get me out of here. You know,
right.
Did share my address and like with a couple people that seemed like they wanted to talk, and I got a couple letters in the mail, and they weren't suicidal, but people saying like, man, what you did, you know, I say you guys because we did it as a group, you know, like me, you and Retta and everybody that supported us. But yeah, people go, you know, people say these things like, you kind of pulled me out of the hole, you know, and dude, man, it's so weird to say this. I'm not even about to cry right now. I'm not going that way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love to cry when I want to, but like, yo, straight up, people are like, yeah, I was about to kill myself. Like, I'm like, dude,
Wow.
like that happens freaking like, I mean, I've only gotten a few letters, and again, I can't keep up with DMs, but I'm not complaining. Not complaining at all, but like, because I'm very sensitive, I'm very empathetic, even though I'm a strong dude and I can go on tour, I can sleep under the van, I can fall on my face, I can bounce off the ground. I bounced off the ground the other day, man. My spine, the way my spine is connected to my skull, it's all off right now. But like, I guess I'm Norwegian, and you know, in the queer world, you could argue that I'm straight passing, and isn't it nice that you have that, Brian? Well, no, it was still hard, but you know, I don't like that term, straight passing, but
what does that mean?
It means like I could roll into a gas station in Mississippi because I have this voice.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. So like somebody who is effeminate, you know, could look at me. That's like, I get double pressure, you know, like it's like, not only am I a white privileged dude in the queer world, and I don't like that word queer, but people use it now because it sucks, man. There's 10 million things I have to freaking think about. Yeah, because like in the 70s, you know, people would say you're a fucking queer, and now everybody just uses that word. We're all, so whatever. I embrace it. It's an umbrella word. But yeah, people could be like, "Isn't it nice for you?" You know, straight passing. I'm like, sorry, like, but
I've never heard that before.
I didn't even think about that.
It's like racism within the.
It's like a reverse. It's like a reverse like guilt trip. And then people tell me like, yeah, I don't want to complain, man. Right. Yo, getting back to your point in question is, yeah, it's been wonderful, man. It's been really, really cool. But a lot of people have talked about the fact that you know, maybe they changed their life direction because of what we did as friends, you know. And so that's so wonderful, man, to say the least, you know. It's really cool. But yeah, it adds a lot of pressure, you know. And I knew that slightly going into, but I didn't know like the level, you know. And then
yeah, you became like a gay icon overnight almost.
You know, I say this a lot. I'm just a dude that likes dudes. So, you know, I have no idea what it's like to be a black trans person. You know, I have no idea. You know, I have no idea. But I think what we did was open a lot of people's minds to therefore have further discussions. You know, and here we are. You know, here we are.
BA, this has been incredible, bro.
Oh my gosh.
I love hanging out with you, dude.
This is awesome.
It's so good to see you guys.
Dude, it's so great to see you too, man. I'm so glad that you're doing well, healthy, doing your art, getting out there skating, doing all of the above. Skating Fred Gall. My God.
Made it through COVID.
So good. Made it through COVID.
Dude. I'm telling you, vegetable power, water and vegetables.
Water and vegetables.
All right.
Yeah.
And dream journals.
What?
Sprinkle a little what in there?
You can sprinkle a little beer in there, but you got to drink your water and you got to eat your vegetables. Be balanced.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I always say it, but man, please come back anytime you want. Anytime you want.
Oh, jeez. Are you kidding me?
Hit us up. And
it's an honor. You guys are the best. I'm telling you.
No, I'm saying dude, love hanging out with you, man. Rapping out, talking about stuff.
Look who's on the shoulder.
Dylan. Yeah, man.
Always with us.
Always. Man, love your setup back there.
Well, thank you guys so much.
Dude, Brian, thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here, you know?
Yeah.
We're going to be skating in forever, but we're going to be skating through the rest of this summer, and we're going to be conscious of everyone that's working hard
Absolutely.
And let's just be considerate and understanding and keep going.
Yep.
You know?
Definitely.
And look out for one another, please.
100%.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Black Lives Matter, always.
Absolutely. And hey, listen, come out here and kick it with us.
By hell or high water.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
I will walk there if I have to.
Could you imagine? Where's BA?
Oh,
He's somewhere in between here and
Forrest Gump.
I will ride. Yeah, as long as I have bearings that work, then I might hitchhike too. But.
Yeah, you need to be your own caddy. Okay, extra bearings, extra bolts, some cruiser wheels.
Yeah, all I need is a backpack and some water. I'll get there.
Okay,
true.
I'll see you guys soon enough.
Some vegetables and beer.
Water and a skate key.
Water.
Maybe it's a sense of humor too, a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, we gotta laugh. Okay. We have to laugh.
Hey, you know. Hey.
Yo, boom.
Boom.